or getting the winter grime off your house. A Northern Tool pressure washer says you're serious about spring cleaning. From an all-electric power horse to a Honda-powered North Star, we'll help you build your perfect cold or hot water package with all the chemicals, attachments, and everything you need for the job ahead. Northern Tool and Equipment. We're made for this. Come see us in store or shop online at northerntool.com.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. I recommend Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone experiencing Marco's new bold Magnifico pizzas. Enjoy 2 kinds of pepperoni on the Pepperoni Magnifico. Revel in Old World sausage on the new Sausage Magnifico. And rejoice in harmonious layers of savory pepperoni and sausage on the new Ultimate Magnifico. Try new Magnifico pizzas starting at $9.99 at marcos.com. Marcos, pizza lovers, get it! Price of participation may vary. See store for details.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, even virtual reality. Dave & Buster's. And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
Hurry in during Ram Truck Month and discover what it truly means to drive a truck that's built to serve. Ram Truck Month, going on now. And now purchase and get 1.9% financing for 72 months or 10% below MSRP on 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn models. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. 1.9% APR financing for 72 months equals $14.71 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/3/23.
Power through every season with True Fuel, the ready-to-use engineered fuel for outdoor power equipment that lasts for years and provides true convenience, true performance, and true protection. True Fuel is ethanol-free and precision engineered to improve performance and extend the life of trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, and small generators. With True Fuel in the tank, you're always ready for yard work and everything Mother Nature decides to throw at you. True Fuel. Empower your equipment.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on.
The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, March 30th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from Disney punks DeSantis to a granny stands her ground at a food truck, and tech titans call for a 6-month pause on AI, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. As always, go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your messages rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Good.
tired, man. Tired.
Why?
I'm worn down. I'm exhausted.
Oh.
I want to have some fun today.
Poor
I want to
Sean.
enjoy myself a little bit. So hopefully we could do that. And this is on you, folks.
I just got some news.
What?
And,
Good news?
Yeah, 6 more dogs are on the way. Come on, let's go.
Oh, no, please,
Go
no.
party!
We're at dog limits. Dog limits around here. I'll tell you, though, I've told you that we're watching my sister's dogs for the next 2 weeks, and one of them is a big old chunky dog, and his name is Elvis.
He is a little,
He's
little
thick.
chunkster.
He's a thick boy, and when he runs down the hallway and he comes over to us, he's like, he's all out of breath from like a short run. And I said, well, let's try to take him on a little walk after we took Lady on a walk yesterday. And we put him on the leash, and we got in the driveway. We started to go around the block. And he went for it, man. He might be a big dog, but he was like so excited to be outside pouncing around and checking stuff out. He's still kicking, man. He's doing his thing. He just needs to lose a little bit of dog weight, I think.
I might need to walk our guest dog because that thing is just spitfire of energy.
Really? Just bouncing off the walls?
Last night at one point.
Has it jumped down from the loft yet?
No, but I mean, I'm worried sometimes because she does like sit at the height of the stairs, and just kind of look out and like, this is mine. This is
everything
mine.
the sun
everything
touches.
the light touches is mine.
My kingdom. Have you seen like the treadmills for dogs?
No, they haven't.
She should get a
Oh
treadmill.
my gosh, it's the cutest thing. Like it pops up on my TikTok every once in a while, and these dogs are so excited. Like the video typically starts when it's off, and the dogs are like, turn it on, turn it on, turn it on, and then they are
just like a human on a treadmill?
Sprinting on this,
Oh,
dog.
that's kind of fun.
Yeah, a little harness on it. It's so cute.
If you lived in a city or something, that'd probably be perfect.
And so we were watching TV last night, and Lexi's being all calm, like Lexi does. And guest dog plotted a course around our living room and kitchen.
Little parkour action.
No, she would if she could, but then just started doing loops, high speed indoor zoomies around the couch and the kitchen island. I went, what the hell is going on
It's
here?
like, have you ever been to the dog shows where they have that machine and it's got like the white handkerchief on it and it zip, zip, zip.
I tried to throw in the white handkerchief
a
a few
like,
times.
It's that hanging out in the house. But let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Washington, D.C., where there was a Senate hearing, and they were talking to the CEO of Starbucks. Howard Schultz is his name. And there's something about when you become a billionaire, you just start looking like a billionaire. Like he looks like a billionaire villain in a movie or something, this guy. And he was up there, and they were talking over and over about his company and this and that. He's got a Starbucks cup in front of him. And he was really mad because they kept calling him a billionaire. He did not like that. I mean,
but he is one,
he's
right?
definitely a billionaire. Like, I think he's a billionaire many, many times over, but...
Oh, so he's mad because he's not being called a multi-billionaire.
No, he's more mad that they're saying that he's bad because he's a billionaire.
They're using it in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
And he would pretty much appreciate them not sort of, kind of money shaming him.
I gotta be honest though, it's hard to feel bad for a billionaire. I find it hard.
They're being a little walletist.
Yeah, they are, truly, and here he is.
The last thing you said, and it's been said many times by the chairman, I just want to make a point of that. This monarch of billionaire, let's just get at that, okay?
Let's get at
I grew up in federally subsidized housing. Let me finish. I grew up in federally subsidized housing. My parents never
throws
owned
a stack of
home.
hundos at her.
I came from nothing. I thought my entire life was based on the achievement of the American dream. Yes, I have billions of dollars. I earned it.
But
no one gave it to me, and I've shared it constantly with the people of Starbucks.
I'm sorry.
And so anyone who keeps
I
labeling
love the
this
logo
billionaire-
facing.
Yeah, it's not even facing forward like it would be.
I have billions of dollars that I've earned, but I still want to do a little bit of product placement while I'm here.
Look at that. It's not even facing forward. It's facing directly towards where the camera is, so we can get a little Starbucks advertisement in this whole hearing.
Mr. Schultz, I don't mean to cut you off. We have time.
Bernie Sanders.
Well,
the
I just think-
opportunity. I'm not cutting you off.
It's your moniker constantly. It's unfair.
No, it is
I
not.
earned-
You have had more time. I've been generous with the time. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh, they're
We have
fighting.
a room full of people. We have panel to go after you.
Fine,
You're not the only
fine.
person testifying.
Okay.
It got heated.
I thought he was being cut off by Larry David. I really thought, man, that makes so much
Bernie
sense.
Sanders is one of the most animated guys I've ever seen in my life. He has he's so easy to parody because he's so him, you know? It's like he doesn't just mix into a crowd at all. And there's lots of great Bernie Sanders memes out there, so that's fantastic.
I mean, like, I think they've had Larry David play him on, like, SNL before, but I never really dove deep into how accurate that was.
Have you guys gotten into Curb Your Enthusiasm? You watch that?
I've seen a couple episodes.
Oh my God, that show is fantastic. I think they're getting ready to do their final season. I think I heard that somewhere.
Well, it stopped for a while and then came back, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was like a pause in between somewhere. We keep watching the story that's playing out in the courtroom right now, where testimony continues. This is like day 7 for Gwyneth Paltrow and the dude that she allegedly hit on her skis. And we've gotten a lot of input on this. We've heard from Gwyneth Paltrow, we've heard from various people, but we didn't get to the most important person to chime in on this, so I think it's time. We must give the stage, just for a moment at least, to our friend O.J. Simpson. Woo! He's got to tell us what he thinks about this case, because this is what matters, really. This is the end-all, be-all of the Gwyneth Paltrow take. So let's see what O.J. says. Hey, Twitter world.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well, this morning I'm doing my normal scrolling through sports and through, the news channels. And on one of the news channels, they were talking about Gwyneth Paltrow and her lawsuit from the skiing accident, I guess she had at Deer Valley. And I'm thinking, yeah, Deer Valley got some pretty narrow runs. And I was thinking about my experience at Deer Valley. I had a friend named Alan, and he owned a couple of properties up there. So Nicole and I
like how he just lives now. I had a friend
named Ron.
Yeah, well, had, very key in that sentence. He does this thing now where he's like, my life is I live in a sunny, beautiful place here. I think he lives in South Florida. And anytime anything happens in the news or somebody's in court, I'm like, I've been in court too. Let me give you the OJ take on that.
What does OJ do for money?
I don't know. Does he still get an NFL pension, or did they take that away because of the old murderoo stuff?
Yeah, but he wasn't convicted of that.
He wasn't convicted of that. He was convicted of stealing back his own merchandise, which is a ridiculous twist in his story.
He might have royalties from the movies. Right?
He doesn't look like he's hurting, right? He doesn't look like he's like destitute or anything. I think he's still got
he does
money.
Cameo, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, does he do Cameo?
I thought he did.
Here's the problem. If he makes too much money, I think that he would be required to pay it out because of the civil suit that was against him. So I don't know what his situation is.
Up there, and I had been skiing for a number of years at this point. I was a pretty good skier.
If I do say so myself.
I started skiing with a number of downhill racers, so I was totally into speed.
He goes on for a long, long time just to tell us that he thinks, hey, these kind of things happen.
Yeah.
It's nobody's fault.
I'm O.J. Simpson. I'm into speed. I had a Bronco that was pretty fast.
That's true. He did. Yeah. The plaintiff, however, in the case, this guy, Terry Sanderson, who's suing Gwyneth Paltrow for $300,000, is now also blaming her, not just for the crash. We know about that, the ski crash he's blaming her for, but also 3 near-death experiences that happened after the crash. Those are also Gwyneth Paltrow's fault. So that's playing into all of this. And they said to him on the stand, you blame Ms. Paltrow for all of those near-death experiences? He said, yes, it's very unusual for me to not make good medical decisions. So when he made some bad ones, it becomes her fault, and that story continues to roll out in front of us.
So there's a Twitter page you may have heard of called Uber Facts, which I think has nothing to do with Uber.
Right. They're just great facts.
Yeah, great enough that they have 13.5 million followers.
Nice.
And they only follow one account.
Ooh, who do they follow? Probably another one of the accounts that they own.
Didn't check it. I just X'd it out.
What do they say over there?
They said O.J. Simpson receives a pension of up to $25,000 per month.
Per month? Holy cow. 25 grand per month he's getting just for like sitting there chilling. So he's not doing too bad. Don't feel bad for him. Somebody in chat earlier was saying it's his royalties from the Naked Gun movies. I don't know if that's it, but he might be making some money off a couple of things out there. And before we get to your dispatches and roll into things officially here on a Thursday, it's hard to figure out what the hell happened here, but it looks like Disney got one over on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
This is why, I mean, this whole time we've been talking about, and DeSantis has been just patting himself on the back. Mm-hmm. Look what I did, guys.
Got him.
Look at how I got the big bad mouse corporation. And Disney has been completely silent about this. I mean, like...
Because they were making their master plan, dude.
They did not find this to be at all a threat to them.
Yeah, maybe there was a big reason why.
And look at now. Look now. This is great.
So what they said was the Florida governor took away control of this Reedy Creek district from Disney. They were able to be their own governance, basically. And he stripped control from them and put a new pro-DeSantis board in control of this Reedy Creek district. However, when they started to get to actual work, they saw that Disney had signed a deal before all this happened that said basically, no, you can't be in charge of anything except for, like, I think some roads and like a couple other small things.
Also, you said when they started to get to actual work. Didn't they take over like weeks ago?
I thought they did.
What have they been doing? Just riding the Splash Mountain?
There's probably a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of attorneys involved in here. They said Disney-controlled predecessors pulled a fast one on them by passing restrictive covenants that strip the new board of many of its powers. The current supervisors of the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District said at a meeting their predecessors last month signed a development agreement with the company that gave Disney maximum developmental power over the theme park resort's 27,000 acres in Central Florida. It basically cut the strings from these people that DeSantis put in charge and makes it so they have very little power for like a couple of decades over Disney at this location. What do you think about that? Let us know.
Couple of decades. Did you not see what the metric was?
It said something about until the last heir of the royal whatever.
It says maybe a while before the new power structure has control of Disney has its way. One agreement signed by the outgoing board, which restricts the new board from using any of Disney's fanciful characters, among other things, is valid until 21 years after the death of the last survivor of the descendants of King Charles III, King of England.
What a weird way.
Okay.
What a weird way to frame all of that.
That's more than a few decades.
Oh, this is what happens when you get a lot of attorneys in a lot of different rooms working on something, man. All right, so tell us what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, an email to take care of. Somebody has an issue they want to bring up, and that's fine. And also, the big boys and girls of tech are saying we need to stop it with the AI. We need to hit the pause button right now. Should we actually do that? That plus a whole lot more. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. A bunch of takes, same pancake. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on I-4 westbound. Beyond mile marker 98, Lake Mary Boulevard, traffic is backed up. Beyond mile marker 100, the left lane is blocked. Checking into Polk County, there's an accident on US 27 heading northbound at Dundee Road. The left lane is blocked. You can expect your regular stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center in James, Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. When pizza's this good, there's no such thing as leftovers. Well, unless you order extras for leftovers. Order today at Marcos.com and load up on favorites like the Pepperoni Magnifico. Marcos. Pizza lovers get it.
Get ready for iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert to celebrate their announcement of the Rhapsody Tour 2023, featuring a career-spanning set list with wall-to-wall immortal anthems.
America is still very encouraging to us, I could put it that way, so you want to go where people want you.
Tour tickets on sale Friday at LiveNation.com. Don't miss iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on the free iHeartRadio app's Classic Rock channel.
This is for the men who never settle. The ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie. The type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. And the men who use PTO to catch afternoon basketball in March with the boys. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Dale, who are you? I'm you. I'm Future Dale. Navy Federal Credit Union sent me. Listen, your future depends on something important. Like saving the world? No, I said your future, not the future. You need to start saving with Navy Federal so you can buy your dream house.
With savings resources, no monthly fees, and accounts for your every need, you can plan for your future at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-628-8080. 800-628-8080. That's 800-628-8080.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Call Extreme Air and Electric when you're in need. Call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric when you're in need. Call the Extreme Team.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row, it's the News Junkie.
Oh, this has been absolutely insane to watch. The artificial intelligence stories in 2023, and we're only in the beginning of the year, really. And all of this stuff happens so damn fast, and so fast that now some of the experts, the tech titans, are saying, and I want to know if people think we should really do this or not. They are saying, some of these big experts, over 1,100 of them, including Elon Musk and Steve Wozniak. You guys know who Steve Wozniak is, right?
Co-founder of Apple.
Yeah, he's a smart dude. He's really, really obsessed with tech, has been his whole life. He was one of the key reasons why Apple was successful. He's in there. Elon's in there. All these 1,100 plus tech experts say, hit the pause button. This is getting too dangerous right now.
Yeah, I heard that. And then I thought, it's weird that we still. Do you think Steve Wozniak is doing all right for himself?
Oh, yeah. I think he.
I mean, he kind of is known as the guy who got real screwed over.
Did
but
he? Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like a billionaire.
He is still, but as far as like what he could have been, but he was behind a lot of gaming and a lot of like that. I think Megatouch was also a big.
Whoa, he was behind that too?
I believe so.
So
if I paid attention in my video game class at UCF.
This says he was worth an estimated $100 million today. At least that's a guess.
But I'm saying you're saying that all of these titans of industry, which you still consider Steve Wozniak to be, and I'm not saying I wouldn't consider him that, but you loop him in with like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and all these like. Elon Musk is a billionaire, and this guy's got $100 million.
He did get ripped off, it seems, if that's all he's got. Because Steve Jobs had like $10 billion when he died, and that's a big discrepancy between the two of those, obviously. All these folks have come together, and they said they want to do this. They want to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of AI systems more powerful than ChatGPT-4.
A whopping 6 months.
Yeah. I don't.
6 months.
What's 6 months going to buy us?
But that says something to me, though. These folks who are in this world, they're immersed in tech, and they're scared right now enough to say, stop working on this.
And are they scared because of, humanity and civilization as we know it, or because they're going to lose a bunch of money?
That's true. You have to look at that angle. I mean, what if they look at this and go, we see it as a business threat. But if we all band together and say we see it as a threat against humanity, then it comes across totally differently, and we could get everybody to hit the pause button, slowing down our competitors. They say powerful AI systems should be developed only once we are confident that their effects will be positive and their risks will be manageable. This confidence must be well justified and increase with the magnitude of a system's potential effect. So they want all of this to stop immediately. Meanwhile, it's not, and it's probably not going to. By the end of this year, they're going to have ChatGPT-5, right? We already have this thing passing every test you throw at it.
It'll be, ladies and gentlemen, ChatGPT-5. Written by ChatGPT-4.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that's when you get to the actual level of breakthroughs.
When it becomes self-aware.
Yeah, when you get to the level where people go, holy crap, what have we gotten into here? The AI is now kind of alive. It feels that way. I don't know if this is what Sabrina's saying, like a business move, or if these guys are genuinely really scared of all the AI stuff, and we'll never actually know what their motivations are. But I did watch this interview this week, and it was with one of the people who was on the team that created ChatGPT. This is the artificial intelligence thing that's been revolutionizing everything. And this guy said, we were scared while we were working on it. Like he said, there were parts where we were like, hey, should we actually do this? Should we go through with this? Or is this something that's going to be too much of a danger to people somehow?
And they said, F it. We're going to go through with
Let's do it. Let's unleash it on the world.
As far as like everyone else who, sure, there's a little fear in it, but much like everything else going on in the world, I'm like, what can I stop?
Mm-hmm.
And I, on the opposite end, having a grand old time.
So you're in the pro ChatGPT category.
I mean, I'm having a good time using it. I was in a group chat yesterday. We're all coming up with like sketches based on it, like giving it random topics. We're a frog family, and then it creates in seconds a frog family sketch, and it's just, I used it this morning to like write a schedule for me.
So you're using it a lot, actually.
Yeah. Am I doing anything productive with it? No, but it's on the to-do list.
All right, then I have a question for you. Since you were talking about these sketches and stuff, I had seen a story out there that said that they had improved on one of the things that ChatGPT and the artificial intelligence actually sucked at, which is being funny. Like the jokes and stuff that they were cranking up, like, oh, God. All right, they did a lot here, but it ain't funny yet. They said that it's actually supposed to be improving there. When you asked it for the skits and stuff, did you see that it was being funny ever?
It was funny in the sense of how bad it was.
Mhm.
Like it's not funny, but when you have a human saying those lines out loud, then it becomes funny.
Right, like anti-funny.
But if someone like were to say it verbatim and I had no idea that ChatGPT was involved, then I would say, man, that you really got to go
You gotta
back
work on that.
to the drawing board.
I mean, it's hard to quantify whether or not ChatGPT is funny, because funny to us is completely different to funny to younger people, funny to different cultures.
Right. It's a loose word.
Like, I think we've talked about how in certain cultures, like I had a friend like teaching in North Korea. I told you guys this like years ago. Teaching in South Korea, not North Korea.
That'd be a whole different experience.
Teaching English in South Korea, and she had to learn the hard way that in those cultures, they don't have sarcasm. Sarcasm is not funny to them.
Right. Does it seem like you're a jerk?
If you're sarcastic, they think you're an asshole.
Oh, really?
And so, like, when you say, is ChatGPT funny, you're going to have to go, well, funny to Americans, funny to people from the South, funny to old people, funny to young people.
So the AI wouldn't just have to be funny; it would also have to be regionally funny.
It would have to read the room.
Yeah, it would have, and it can. I think. I mean, it seems like it's that powerful. And they're saying the fifth version of this is going to come out this year, and that may be the biggest breakthrough moment.
And with what I guess Elon Musk and Wozniak are saying that like, the scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Right. The ultimate question, age old, with the dinosaurs and everything. Let's go to you, your dispatches. Actually, real quick, an email coming to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Ranger72 emails the show. Hey, bud, just curious if anybody else has emailed you concerning the podcast quality recently. It constantly jumps back 60 seconds or so and cuts off the last few minutes of the show. He said, I'm still a 5-day-a-week listener, just hoping this issue is resolved soon. Thanks so much. I had somebody else reach out about that, but if other people are hearing that, let me know, because obviously I don't go back and listen to the podcast.
No.
That's,
but you do. You said you do on iHeartRadio. You said
yeah,
that's your
I
favorite place
listen on
to listen to your
iHeartRadio,
own
but
podcast.
not to this show. I listen to other things.
I've heard various complaints about that, and sometimes like there's so many different ways to listen to the podcast that it's kind of hard to diagnose that.
Who knows where they are?
You could listen to it on iHeart, and it'll be one way. You could download it with your podcast app. It'll be one way. You could listen to it on Spotify. It could be completely different. Spotify had those. What were the ads that?
Yeah, they were putting ads before our show. They had ads
CarMax or something
on our
something
channel.
completely unrelated to
yeah,
us.
but that week we were rich.
It seems a little fishy.
And and it's funny enough, the company that facilitates the posting of our podcast, they are busy working on some new technology that they call radio AI.
That sounds bad for us. What are you talking about?
Exactly. They're trying to help us podcast-wise and then replace us.
Oh, that sounds real bad. Let's see what's going on over here. A couple of dispatches. We started the show with the audio of the CEO of Starbucks crying that everybody was pointing out that he was a billionaire. And he said, I was poor when I was young. I was poor.
But yeah, now I have billions of dollars. So
And
what?
He was upset that they kept calling him a billionaire. Here's Robert Smith chiming in on that.
Wow.
Yep.
Tell me more about your billionaire problems.
I told you.
I'm listening.
I told you, nobody feels bad for billionaires. Even if you said, like, oh,
it's a hard sell.
Did you hear about this guy? This guy, he was walking down the street with his dog, and his dog was on the leash, and a mail truck came by, hit the dog, just blasted it into the atmosphere, and the dog is gone. And you're like, oh, my God, the poor guy. And you're like, yeah, the billionaire had a real tough day that day. And people, immediately you don't care. Billionaires don't have problems.
I mean,
dead dog.
There's arguments for, and we've talked to somebody who is in this industry, the fact that if a mail truck came by and smashed a billionaire's dog, there might be enough DNA to scour up to get that thing cloned. And if you're a billionaire, you've got the funds to do that.
Yeah,
now, this is going to sound dark.
Oh, where are you going?
Sound dark.
Okay.
You don't care about the dog, do you?
All right, this is not a mail truck situation. But if this were a billionaire's child.
Oh my God.
And there was like something.
Mail truck, same thing.
No,
into the atmosphere?
no. Oh gosh, that makes
Just
makes it sound worse. I'm sorry. Do you have somewhere to be?
She's on a tight timeline.
I'm just like, you're dragging it,
If it was a
man.
billionaire's kid and there was like something uncurable, as something that no matter how much money they wanted to throw at it for testing and research and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I think that's the only way you could feel sad for a billionaire.
That's true, because otherwise you're like, you got the money to fix it, and you won't even miss the money you need to use. All right, here's Jennifer in North Carolina, I think. Here we go.
Hey, friends. This is Jennifer in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Thank you,
I'm a
Jen.
fairly new listener, and all of your dispatchers are doing the wiggle wiggle and pop popping.
Oh, no.
And I'd love to join in on that, but I don't wiggle or pop willy-nilly. And so if you could give some backstory or the origin story of what that's about.
Well, here goes.
We need a website that explains
We
it.
do. That would be a good idea. Just to go here, thenewsjunkie.com/terms or something, or lingo. That is something that started years and years and years ago because some dispatcher at the end of his dispatch said, wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
I think it was his whole dispatch.
That was
He
all
just
he
kept
left.
saying it.
And
Keep it going.
Love it. Keep it
going. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop. And then people started imitating him because it was kind of corny. And then we couldn't get rid of it. It's like an infestation now. But that's what it is. There's nothing bad about it, at least. You can send your dispatch with a wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop, or without. That's fine, too. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, a notorious person has died. I'm not really sure if either of you are aware of this person, but it's a crazy story, and I'll tell you who it is that has died, this notorious person, coming up next on the News Junkie.
Facebook may have changed how it looks, but we still remain your source for the content you never knew you needed or wanted. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Well, everybody, good Thursday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King now, Fox 35 Storm Center. Central Florida weather forecast update for you today on this Thursday. Lower 80s, mostly sunny skies, breezy northeast winds for the afternoon. At 10 to 15, a beautiful weather day. Get out and enjoy it. Tonight, lower 60s, mostly clear, cool, and comfy. Late light east breezes. Friday, 86, dry skies. Rain chance Saturday, 20% with a hot high, 91. For Fox 35, I'm Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for all your basketball info, stats, news, and analysis. Get the latest odds and all the info you need from the college basketball tournament to the pro basketball playoffs. BetOnline.net is your sports information headquarters this season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
Mortgage brokers are better. Why, you ask? Well, they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business, my friends. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. You want to see the difference? Go to thatmortgageguydon.com because we all know the process of shopping for a mortgage can be complicated and confusing, but not when it comes to That Mortgage Guy Don. You get a better deal on any home loan when you work with a broker like Don, and you get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with him. You go to the website, you see it's chock full of information for you. It's very easy to navigate through, and there's a beautiful button that says Apply Now. Fill out the application and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Thatmortgageguydon.com.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
My husband and I, we were bamboozled into signing up for a timeshare. The guy who signed us up said if I changed my mind, I could cancel. That was a lie. They wouldn't let me out, and I felt stuck.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and make no mistake about it, the timeshare giants are trying to make it impossible for you to get out of your timeshare, even if you've been lied to. Over a decade ago, I beat them in federal court, so I can continue to help folks out of bad timeshares.
I didn't trust anybody, so I drove to Wesley Financial and I met Mr. McDowell. My hope was restored. I did sign on, and now we are free.
If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Wesley Financial is the real deal.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Springfest is here at Lowe's. Save big when you buy 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. Shop Lowe's today, because Lowe's knows spring. Valid through 4/12. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Golden Voice presents Power Trip. Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Tool. You'll have pit tickets for the entire Power Trip weekend. VIP camping at the Safari Tent Campground. All thanks to Golden Voice. Register now to buy tickets at powertrip.live. On sale April 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Enter for your chance to win now. iHeartRadio.com/powertrip. Radio.
3 best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This is the News Junkie.
A gun-toting granny defends her food truck in just a moment. It's a wild story. But first, somebody who's incredibly notorious, and I was wondering, I was like, are Sabrina and Sealand going to know who this guy is? I don't know.
Christopher Wallace?
No, he's 66 years old, or he was. What with the idea of the story being about this guy dying, and this guy was hated. All right, there was people who just detested this guy. They went after him in the legal system in the United States, and I think in other countries too. He seemed like maybe the least likable person in the United States of America, and he's now dead
You're
at
not
66
dead yet,
years.
man.
How dare you? My likability is higher than ever this week, except among some crowds.
Yeah.
Some crowds it's lower than ever. But this is a guy by the name of Max Hardcore. Does that ring any bells for either of you?
Is given last name?
That is his performance name. And Max Hardcore, as you might get from the name, was a porn star.
Okay.
And let me see if I can bring up this guy's Wikipedia, because this guy's story was so crazy.
He
And
was 66 years old and he just died?
yes, he just died at 66, and his real name is Paul Little, which is not as great for
That's definitely not a good porn star name.
You got to change it if you're wanting to be in that industry.
Hi, Paul.
Paul F. Little is his actual real given name, and you don't want that one. Here's the Wikipedia on this guy. It's already stating that he's dead. They're that fast over there. Paul Little was an American pornographic actor, producer, and director, better known by his stage name Max Hardcore. Just look at this guy. Look at him. Doesn't he look like a villain? Like, he looks like the bad guy in the movie. And he rose to prominence with one of his films that I can't tell you what it is on the radio.
Can you dance around the name?
The Backdoor Adventures of Max Hardcore is the best way for me to say it, which in 1994 was awarded the X-Rated Critics Organization Best Amateur or Pro-Am Series Award. And they go on and talk about this. Now,
How do you even give that award these days?
It's a little more difficult than it has been previously. But this guy, I can't even read half of his Wikipedia because of the things that happened in his videos. They were obviously, as you would guess from the name, incredibly aggressive, hardcore videos.
Wow.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, there's a lot
the
here.
Sexual situations depicted in Max Hardcore's films frequently include acts such as blank on his female co-stars, blank them, blank into blank or blank.
Yeah, there's a lot of blanks.
Blanketing them to extreme degree.
They went after this guy in court in the United States, in Los Angeles. It ended up with a hung jury, oddly enough. And they said they were worried about how he was treating the people, the women who were in these videos with him. And there was other things about maybe underage people being at some of them. Then he was in Barcelona to attend an expo at some point, and his offices were raided by the FBI. And he kept fighting this throughout his whole life. There was a bunch of different things they did. They took away his website at one point. The jury ordered the internet domain maxhardcore.com to be forfeited, but they did not take away his house. And then they said he was originally assigned to the Federal Metropolitan Correctional Facility in downtown LA and then transferred to Federal Correctional Institution in La Tuna in Anthony, Texas. He served the final 5 months of his sentence under house arrest, and now he's dead at 66 years old. There's an essay from David Foster Wallace called Big Red Sun about him. This guy was just an insane and just vile character. And you could tell that he really liked the stuff that he was doing and was utilizing the filming of the act to make it so he could do those things, if that makes sense. Like he wanted to be very, very Max Hardcore about things. Finds himself now at the end of the rainbow and dead at 66 years old.
Have you ever watched any of his material?
I've seen it before. I'm familiar with it. It's not something that I could even stomach. Like when I put on something like that, I'm like, it doesn't look like these people are having fun. I require that, okay? Of the things that I view.
A high five, a hug.
I just need it to look like everybody's having a good time. When there's like tears flowing, that don't do it for me. That's not going to work out. But there was a lot of them in all of that stuff.
Drink blank from their blank using a tube.
Yep. Yeah. Told you.
Seriously.
This guy is a piece of work. And some people probably fairly excited to hear the news of his passing at 66 years old. A gun-toting Texas granny, as I said, shot dead somebody who tried to rob her food truck. She had a soul food truck, Kashonda Turner, 53 years old. She's doing her work out there grinding, and this guy comes up to try to rob her. And
They're referring to her as a granny at 53?
Yes, because she is actually a grandmother, but she's also got a lot of spunk to her. And they said as the dude was going to shoot her in her food truck, don't tie that back to anything. As the dude was going to shoot her in her food truck, his gun jammed, and she goes, "Oh yeah?" Reaches over, grabs her gun, and shoots the guy who was trying to rob her. This was in the middle of the day. It was 1 o'clock, for God's sake. But it's Texas, man. You know, got a couple people with guns out there. Here's KPRC. I think they've got some details on this.
After a 53-year-old woman was forced to shoot a man who police say was trying to rob her.
Yeah, it happened at a food truck around 1 o'clock.
Sorry for the incredibly emotional music in the background.
Really amped it up there.
I think somebody added this afterwards.
Southwest Houston, KPRC2's Candace Burns has more from the victim's family.
This is devastating to us. Derek Howard and his mother-in-law.
The music is so inappropriate. Why is this so loud? It sounds like an action movie or something. I just want to hear what happened to this lady.
And stand together in strength as homicide investigators work around their family business. Hours before this active scene, they say Derek's mother was with another employee preparing to start the day in their food truck.
God
Elite
almighty.
Eats, located.
Let me tell you something. Take me to this food truck right here. Elite Eats, fish, chicken, and more, and it looks fantastic. Yummy to the tummy. Yummy to the tummy is the slogan for them. But somebody said they got some money in there. They wanted to rob this place. She fired back. Obviously, she's within her rights to do that. This guy was trying to shoot her before all this, and she ended up on the winning side of all of it. They said this was a whole incident in the middle of the day. The guy was pronounced dead at the scene after the granny ended up taking his life.
Do you think if they were in the middle of orders that they like have the incident happen waiting on the cops, but like also we got chicken wings
I don't
ready
know.
to go?
They said it's a really popular place.
Step over the guy's body because the orders still have to be fulfilled, no?
I'm a fan of all these like small businesses that they couldn't open the restaurant necessarily, so they go the food truck route. Courtney and I went to one of these like local events where you bring your dog out and stuff, and there's like a bunch of food trucks out there. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think we went to one, and we tried all kinds of stuff, everything. Oh my God, I love those businesses. I love people who get into that. I think it's fantastic that that's happened to the cooking world, but don't try to rob them, please. Allow them to run their damn business as they want to. Let's go and see what you got with your dispatches. If you're new to the show, you don't have to wait on the phones or anything like that. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see the button, hit it, and record your first dispatch to join us on the show. Here is Big T. People are still pissed at the billionaire guy who was crying about things, the CEO of Starbucks, who is mad that people were calling him a billionaire.
Good after morning news junkies.
Hey.
So as far as that billionaire, wham.
Everybody's
Go
saying the same
mop up
thing.
your tears with all your big fat stacks of cash and quit whining like a little bitch. Big T out.
Everybody so far 100% against the billionaire who is crying about people calling him a billionaire. Here's Bro Villa talking about this situation with the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, and Disney. Let's see what he says.
What's up, junkies?
Hey.
Yeah, it was a good day this morning, my brother. My wife and I both woke up and saw the good news from Disney and what they were able to do. Oh, man, silent but deadly, man. Way to go, Bob Iger. And don't sleep on him on 2024 either, running for president. Just saying. Just saying. But
I don't know if
30
he would.
years, they can do whatever they want. They've been doing a lot down at the parks right now. I know some people are complaining about some things, but Disney is full bore right now with getting things done. So just be patient, and because the glory is coming. Hell, and DeSantis woke up with a boot in his ass from Mickey and the gang this morning. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Bro Villa. Here's the thing. DeSantis was racking up a lot of wins, and I think that he was like really doing a good job of getting the base voters to like him. And then this looks like a pretty public L. Like it looks like, hey, you underestimated the fact that a giant international conglomerate corporation, massive Disney-sized thing, has so many attorneys that they're going to attorney you. They're going to lawyer you.
They're going to outlaw you.
Yeah, they're going to try to find a loophole so that they can make sure that this giant business that they depend on doesn't fall victim to whatever you want to do to it. And from what I could tell,
I wonder how long they've had that contingency plan in place.
I have no idea. I don't know. Do you think that he said Bob Iger. You know, Bob Iger went back to be CEO at Disney.
Right, after
the other guy.
Paycheck is what they call it.
Yeah, I forgot his name. That guy. He was not doing well within the company, it seems. And then Bob Iger comes back. Maybe he saw this. Maybe they worked on this. But the strategy seems to have worked no matter who you support politically. It looks like Disney got a win here.
I was just curious as if they had thought of this like years and years ago. Like if there was somebody on the board somewhere that said we need to have a backup plan in case anybody ever comes after our special district.
Right. Yeah, it's inevitable.
Or was it when DeSantis started ramping up with his kind of spat over Disney and the "Don't Say Gay" thing, and then they were like, "All right, we need to come up with a plan because it's looking like he's going to do this."
Well, I don't know.
They voted on it like a day before he passed that legislation,
and it was all public too. Like all of this stuff that happened was public, so it's not like it was behind closed doors, secretive stuff.
It was at a public forum, but
nobody showed up.
No, well, nobody showed up because like who's showing up to the Reedy Creek Public Forum?
Yeah,
and B,
they are now,
and B, they talked about it in open discussion for like a matter of a couple minutes, and nobody really talked about it. They all just.
That's all they need to get it done, I guess. Over on Discord, Hayes Perception says at the News Junkie that Starbucks guy, the CEO of Starbucks, his son is an effing whiny, entitled bitch. My ex dated him for like 3 years, and I literally saw him throw a hissy fit because he got a Tahoe instead of a Range Rover he requested. That does not shock me at all, in the slightest. I totally would expect that. It's a different world,
I mean,
man.
if my dad owned Starbucks and he got me the wrong car...
Yeah, come on.
I'd be like, whoa, what the hell, man?
It's a totally different world. And let me ask you this question. Think about this for a second. If you could snap your fingers and start your life over, would you want it to be the way that it was? Or would you rather be a child of a family like that, where your father is a billionaire and you've got, no worries about money at all ever in your life? Would you want?
Would I have the knowledge, though?
You would be exactly the same person. Well, I don't know if you'd be exactly the same person, because if you grew up in a billionaire's household, you would not be the same person that you are now. It's impossible.
And there are differences, surprisingly, of rich people who grow up with old money, that they have generations of very wealthy people versus your dad did some right investments.
Right.
And you're all experiencing that. But am I snapping my fingers with the knowledge of knowing what it's like to be not rich?
Yes. Yeah. You would.
Then I'll go rich. Please.
I mean, why not try it?
And then I'll snap my fingers again.
It might be real nice, actually. But it's weird because if you grow up in that situation, you can't control it. You are going to be different. You're never going to want for money. You're going to think that everything that's out there, I want the goose that lays the golden egg. You're going to be that person. Who is that? Veruca Salt? You're gonna be Veruca Salt, whether you like it or not.
Geeses.
That is what you're going to end up looking like. All right, join us on the show. What are your thoughts, and how are you feeling? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. What the hell is going on with this whole indictment thing? Wasn't the former president supposed to be booked and mugshotted right now?
Nah, that was all.
What was going on? We'll get an update on what's happening in that world and some craziness happening in Kentucky that we need to discuss. Plus, your dispatches are coming up next on the News Junkie.
3 general managers, 5 midday shows, and 1 corporate bankruptcy. Restructuring. Celebrating 30 years of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for keeping the dream alive over 3 decades.
If I-4 is a part of your commute, you can expect delays heading eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535 and stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's congestion on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select PCs powered by the latest 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus, get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Save now by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Liz $1 million.
About a year ago, I was in a really bad accident. Nobody would help us. But when we called Mr. DeWitt and his team, they were there to help through the whole thing. I'm extremely happy with the results. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Spring into a new Mazda at Daytona Mazda with over 200 new Mazdas to choose from. Check out the new 2023 Mazda CX-5 or CX-9 today. And with rates as low as 0%, there's never been a better time to get into a new Mazda with our complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. Daytona Mazda is prepared to make the car buying process as streamlined as possible. Out of respect for your valuable time, stop on by Daytona Mazda at the Daytona Auto Mall today at I-95 and LPGA, or shop online at DaytonaMazda.com.
Hey everybody, Jim here from my friends at Solar Bear. Did you know that last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate increases and they're meeting regarding another? But you can stop going along with these rate increases because now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear. The #1 solar installer in the state of Florida, they can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And right now, get 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
At Sunbelt Rentals, tools rule. They also clean and cut, chip and chop. They construct and destruct, help you climb up high and dig down deep. We rent tools that do so much for those with so much to do. The right size tools for your size jobs, and the expertise to help you rent the perfect one every single time. So next time you need a tool that nails, screws, paints, or polishes, rent in-store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too. Dave & Buster's. And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality. Dave & Buster's. And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. The show that takes you from Skywall Summer to Jack Rocket Fall. Whatever that means. This is the News Junkie.
Oh, hey there. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, those of you on YouTube. and twitch.tv/The News Junkie. Much appreciated. By the way, not streaming anymore on Facebook because their copyright system is just terrible over there. Nobody's really minding the store. And so if you are over on Facebook, you should get the link each day automatically posted for the YouTube stream. Anyhow, you could find us on both those platforms, YouTube or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. Just throwing this out here, and I feel like I might know the answer already, but would you consider yourself to have, C-Lane, any crazy exes? Like,
yes,
crazy. Multiple, would you say, or
no,
just
the one?
Just one in particular that you're honing in on here. What about you, Sabrina? Would you say didn't even need the wind up?
Wasn't even done sitting down.
All right, when we say that word, though, I think sometimes we can mean some different things. Obviously, there's sometimes the idea that you break up with this person. You're like, because when I was with them, they were crazy and it was uncomfortable. I didn't like it and I didn't want to be with that person anymore. Then there's the way I think about it sometimes. A crazy ex, in my mind, is the one where you break up and they won't stop. And they just keep calling, or they show up somewhere where you are.
Yeah. The ex that I'm thinking of is a little bit of both.
Has done that?
Yeah.
Oh, God. And after a while.
Years.
It went on for years. Okay.
Every couple years, and I'm a little overdue for 2022-23.
Uh-oh.
That I will have somebody whom I've either known for a long time or a complete stranger come up to me and say, I met your ex the other day.
Oh, no.
And they were talking, why aren't you guys friends anymore? And I'm like, this was over a decade ago.
Also, when somebody says that, why aren't you guys friends anymore? You're like, how much time do you have?
Yeah.
I'd have to lay out the case. It'd be like an entire prosecution of this person to bring this up. I bring this up myself because there's this story about
You didn't
this.
answer the question.
Well, for me, I've dated some crazy people for sure. Like I dated a girl who would hit me and stuff and like punch me, like it was weird. And I dated a couple crazies, no doubt about it. But I never, it didn't go to the level where I think crazy ex is. Let me give you an example. One time I was staying at this apartment I was living at off of Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. And it was in the middle of the night, like maybe 2 o'clock or something. And I'm laying down in bed sleeping, and I just hear, bam, bam. And on the window right next to me in this bedroom, there's somebody screaming and just as hard as they can, pounding on this window. Let me in, you bitch. Just every foul thing you could ever say about a woman, this person is saying through to my window. And I'm thinking he's going to break the window or something. And turns out it was the ex-boyfriend of a girl who was also staying at this apartment. And he had found out that she was there. I wasn't with her or anything.
God.
But he had showed
That's
up.
good.
And then I go, you're at the wrong window, man. And he's like, F you. And he goes to the other window. Bam! And he's screaming on it, and she's silent in the room, calling the cops.
Yeah, I'd do the same.
And the cops come out there, and this guy, it was a whole scene and everything, and they ended up arresting this guy for harassing her. I'm like, that's a crazy ex. That's a crazy ex story right there. And I'm sure everybody has theirs. So you can send those as a dispatch if you want. thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. A Maryland man, though, is facing multiple years behind bars. He's been charged with cyber stalking his ex-girlfriend, including this. This is almost an impressive feat.
Define cyber stalking.
Well, it gets into
going to the profile a lot.
You'll hear what he did in a second here. One of the things was he bombarded her with over 800 calls.
Wow.
In 2 days. 2 days.
So I thought you were going to say minutes, and I was like, that's not possible.
This is barely possible. 800 calls in 2 days.
Okay, now I want to do the math. If you call and it goes to voicemail without the red button, how that's like what, 15 seconds?
At least
30?
I think it has to. Yeah, I would think 30 seconds would be fair, depending on how the person's phone is set up. So let's say
how many seconds?
Let's say each phone call takes 30 seconds, and you got 400 each day. So 400 in 30 seconds. What is that?
I'm now getting lost. Okay, in one day there are 86,000 seconds.
Okay.
So 86,000
Yes.
divided by 30,
Right.
right?
Yes. This is how many calls you could potentially make in a day.
So we have now, we'll round it up, about 2,800.
Okay, so he could have gone further, but he did kind of.
But this is
put some
the
numbers
majority
up.
of his day was used to call and then call and then call again.
Yeah, and not to mention, if somebody's calling you 800 times in 2 days, you can't actually use your phone for those 2 days because the phone is just ringing and ringing and ringing, and it's going to kill your battery and everything else.
If you block a caller, do they still have that information, like your phone provider? Of
Like
how
an
many-
attempt was made?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think that they would, but I don't know how that works. In this case, she probably should have if she didn't. The guy's name is Derek Bowers. He's 44 years old. He was charged with 1 count of cyber stalking for allegedly harassing his former partner through text messages, phone calls, and also via Facebook. He called his ex 815 times over a 2-day period. He sent thousands of text messages over several months to her and used social media posts to embarrass her and interfere with her livelihood. If convicted, he faces up to 5 years in prison, and they called this cyber stalking. And they're wanting more people who are going through this to step up. This is what the United States Attorney says about it. I encourage those who are being intimidated online and who suffer substantial emotional distress as a result to file a police report so that wrongdoers may be investigated and held to account. They can get people on this stuff, but far too often people just go, I just got to try to ignore it for a couple of days, and then hopefully things clear up. That is a nightmare right there. That is a crazy ex for sure. We're going to see what you got going on. There's a ton of you chiming in today, and you can be the next. All you have to do is go over to thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get to those dispatches in just a moment, but I did want to tell you a couple of things real quick since I teased these before the break. There was a chopper crash at a military base in Kentucky, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, in fact. And I don't know what went down, but
the Black Hawk?
Yeah, two of them crashed into each other, I guess.
Which is so weird.
Yeah, I mean, you would
Was
think.
it training?
Yeah, it was during a routine training mission, and it caused several casualties. It was 2 Black Hawk helicopters, part of the 101st Airborne Division. It was 10 p.m. at night, so that may have made this a little bit harder in terms of just navigating and stuff. And somehow they ended up crashing into each other in some wooded area, and they said there's a bunch of people who ended up dying as a result of this. And there's another one that happened like a month ago where 2 Tennessee National Guard pilots were killed when their Black Hawk helicopter crashed along.
Can we update the nav system in the Black Hawks?
That was a training exercise too, obviously. I mean, if they're doing it in the U.S., generally it's a training
Did
exercise.
they get an F?
They did not do well, and these folks did not make it through the flight, unfortunately for them. And then finally, we've been waiting. What's happening? Are they going to indict the former president? Is former President Trump going to be in a mugshot? We were told it was last Tuesday. Then we were told, oh, it's happening this week. Then we were told, oh, no, they're taking a little break. Now, the Manhattan grand jury that is looking over this case with Stormy Daniels and the hush payments and stuff is set to take a break for an entire month. So
wow,
nothing is going to be happening for one full month.
Are grand juries, they're not sequestered, right? Like
I don't know if they. I think they can be, right? But
for an entire month, they go back to their regular lives, can't talk to anybody about what they've discussed.
That wouldn't work.
They get paid still.
That wouldn't work. I mean, let me ask both of you a question. Just be honest about this. You've been on a jury before. You've both been jury foremen. You've been through this process. If you were on a jury and they sequestered you, or they told you you could go home, but you cannot share this with anybody, and let's say you had a significant other back at your house, would you say what you were learning in the courtroom? Would you?
Yes.
So I would 100% do it. To whoever, like if you were married to somebody and you're like in this jury and they go, don't talk about this with anybody, not with your significant other, not with anybody, and then you go home at the end of the day, I would 100% talk about it. There's no way I would be able to just keep that in.
Yeah, I mean, I really, it depends on what and when and all the details that are involved in it. Like at this point, I know that if I came back to work, you guys would not stop badgering me until I gave you details.
Yeah, I'd want the details.
And then I couldn't do it without some sort of signed contract that Moses also has, signed off on it to make it legal.
I think most people do that.
I don't think Moses can bless a contract.
It makes me feel better if he's there and part of it.
I just want a lawyer
that
involved.
allows you to break the law. I don't see how people follow those rules to the T.
I don't think
like
they do.
They used to say when they were talking about behind the scenes of the very first iPhone, it was one of the most secretive things Apple ever did. They were just snatching people out of departments, not telling them not telling anybody they worked with where they ended up. They're just like, Jake is gone. Susan gone.
Kidnapped.
Trevor and I almost said Noah. That was weird.
Noah too.
Gone. And then they said one of the ways they kept it so secretive was they said they had to swear that like not even pillow talk. Like you can't even go home and tell your wife
There's no
or
way.
husband what you are working on, what is going on. Nothing can leave the campus.
Isn't it in the court of law that you can't subpoena or force
somebody's
husband or wife to be a witness?
I think so.
Why does that privacy not come into play when you're in a jury?
I think they just want to say don't talk about the details of the case with anybody, and then they just include that, even though they got to know that you're doing it.
They don't want you to be influenced from the outside. So they don't want you to go home and tell your wife what's been going on in this case, and she goes, well, I think he's super guilty. And you go, you know what?
You're right.
He is super guilty.
If you love me, you'll say he's guilty.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, though. If I was the other person, like if my significant other was on the jury and they told me they couldn't tell me, I would pester them so bad to tell me every little detail. I'd be like, you cannot shut up about this in this house. Tell me what the details are. I don't care what the judge says. All right. We're going to go to you. Excuse me. thenewsjunkie.com. That's where you go to record your dispatch. And we've got a bunch of them rolling in. Here is Dylan talking about Justin Bieber's ex. Okay,
so probably the craziest thing that happened to me was I was staying in an apartment with my husband and my two girlfriends. And when my boyfriend at the time, moved in, we had switched into the master bedroom. Well, one night, my roommate's ex-girlfriend starts banging on the window, but I didn't know who it was in the middle of the night.
Seems
and my
to be a theme.
husband goes to the window, fully half asleep, and tells me, "Don't worry, baby, it's just Justin Bieber. It's totally fine."
What?
To which I said, "What?"
Yeah.
And then, of course, it turned out it was my roommate's ex-girlfriend, and it was a whole thing. But at the time, my husband was just very okay with the fact that Justin Bieber was banging on our bedroom window in the middle of the night.
Wait,
what?
Anyway, that's it. Have a good one.
Was it actually Justin Bieber, or was he making a funny?
I'm confused.
We're going to need a follow-up.
Was Justin Bieber, the singer, the famous guy, really the person doing this? Or was your boyfriend screwing with you at the time? I need a follow-up, Dylan, because I'm lost a little bit.
Same.
I hope it's truly somebody famous who was doing that, because then you got a little extra pizzazz to the story. Here's Sweet Tide Chili with a dispatch.
So you guys are talking about this guy calling 800 times in 2 days, just for the fun of it. Let's say you're awake 16 hours for each day, 8 hours to sleep. That means the person was calling your phone once every 2.5 minutes for 2 days.
Thank you for doing the math.
Get a life!
That's dedication.
Put him on the list.
Yeah,
Put him on the list.
He did the math.
What's his name?
He did the math. His name's Sweet Tide Chili.
Sweet Tide Chili did the math.
We appreciate that. Let's see, bro. Oh, we already did Brofro. Here is Stefan.
Happy Thursday, junkies. Want to give
Friday.
you guys a shout out.
Saturday, Sunday.
I haven't been able to listen to you guys as of late, so doing my best to catch up on the podcast, but just want to give you guys a shout out, let you know that I miss you.
Oh.
Miss you too.
Hope you guys are holding it down, having great shows. I'm sure you
We
are.
We're holding it down.
Just wanted to give everybody some love and wish everybody a happy, wonderful Thursday. It is a beautiful day outside, so hopefully everyone's having a great day. Other than that,
thank you.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I bet phone calls with him are just it takes a really long time. And one more thing.
You know what I can't do? I heard, maybe it was on a show or something I was watching. There was somebody on a phone call, and they're talking back and forth. So what are you doing? Okay, well, you're doing this later. All right, so I'll be over in about 2 hours. And in the phone call, there was a 4 or 5 second pause. And they're like, so have you heard anything new about this? And I go, oh, if I'm on a phone call, this is like a self-report here, and there's 5 seconds of silence, To me, that's the ejection button. Like, I'm like, all right, we're done. we hit the wall here. We don't need to stay on the phone. We're not teenagers.
But nothing more uncomfortable where you're ready to end the phone call and then they start to speak and you're like, alrighty.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, oh, you got to go? And I'm like, no, finish your sentence.
It makes it so
has
awkward.
Nothing to do with anything we're talking about.
It's a dance you have to do. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Hit record on your first dispatch. Okay.
Anyways.
When we
Just wanna
come
give you
back,
guys a shout out.
we have a lot of people chiming in about their nutty exes, and we'll get to some of those for sure because I'm sure you got some stories. And we are going to do the next episode in a bit. We got a bunch on the way. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect delays heading eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Expect congestion on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Traffic is up to speed on the Beach Line. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's panini flavors are getting even bolder, like buffalo chicken paired with creamy mac and cheese. They're sure to be the envy of every lunch. Go ahead, try a new bold panini today. Gotta have a Wawa.
One of my favorite things about that mortgage guy, Don, is the fact that I can hear him every Saturday morning right here on Real Radio. That's right. Each week on Saturday mornings, Don and his crew, they're answering your questions live on the air on the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're busy on Saturday mornings, don't you worry. You got to listen to all the informative episodes, over 170 to be exact, right there on the website, thatmortgageguyDon.com, or of course, wherever you download podcasts, just search the Home Loans Radio Show with That Mortgage Guy Don. What's awesome about it is that he's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business. He's explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. He has your best interest in mind. Now, Don is a mortgage broker, not a corner bank or a retail lender, and that means that Mortgage Guy Don has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not. Chances are really good that you're leaving money on the table, so let that Mortgage Guy Don get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
On the podcast Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman, the Stanford neuroscientist explores how brain science intersects with our lives, passions, and behaviors. This deep dive into the unexpected facets of our brain science will help you see the world differently.
I'm going to explore the relationship between our brains and our experiences by tackling unusual questions.
Listen to Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Did you know you can now build a low-maintenance deck using stone? With Tanzite Stone Decking. Tanzite Stone does not use any plastic whatsoever. It is decking that's naturally durable, just like everything made with stone. Tanzite Stone doesn't scratch at all. The color will never fade. It is not slippery, even when wet. And it stays cool in the sun. Since Tanzite decking is made of stone, it's virtually indestructible. That's why we guarantee it with a lifetime warranty. Discover how incredibly durable and beautiful a stone deck can be. Go to Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com. Online, you'll see how it easily installs over any regular wood deck structure, and you can order a sample to test it for yourself. Build a deck with the durability of stone at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-628-8080. 800-628-8080. That's 800-628-8080.
Don't miss the gun show this weekend at the Apopka Community Center on Central Avenue. Buy, sell, trade. Saturday, Sunday, doors open at 9, as well as concealed carry classes daily. Admission is $10. Kids 14 and under are free. Check us out on Facebook or the web at usagunshowsofflorida.com.
Power through every season with True Fuel, the ready-to-use engineered fuel for outdoor power equipment that lasts for years and provides true convenience, true performance, and true protection. True Fuel is ethanol-free and precision engineered to improve performance and extend the life of trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, and small generators. With True Fuel in the tank, you're always ready for yard work and everything Mother Nature decides to throw at you. True Fuel. Empower your equipment.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the News Junkie.
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Michelle emails. She's talking about this Trent Lerkamp guy. I think that's how you say his name, or Lerkamp. And this story, of all the things that I've been through and been talking about and had on the show this week, is the one that makes me the maddest. And I just keep getting more and more angry about it. This is the young guy. Some of the original reports said he was disabled, but I guess he's not. I guess he's just kind of like a little bit awkward socially. And he thought that he made friends with these college kids. And they kept...
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Like, they kept bringing him to parties and stuff. And then they would treat him like crap. And then when his parents would say, why are you hanging out with these people? They're mean to you. He'd say, but I don't have any other friends. You know, these are the only friends that I have, so I guess it's better than nothing. And he went to this party, and they were so terrible to him. They treated him in inhumane ways. They spray painted him. One of them defecated on this kid. They took pictures of him. They had him guzzling alcohol to the point where he couldn't even move anymore. And then he nearly died. And there weren't any charges against anybody. And it's like there's photos from the Snapchats that these folks posted bragging about how they had covered him in WD-40 and spray paint and done all these terrible things to him and urinated on him. Arrest these kids. Arrest everybody who had anything to do with it. This is torture, is
Honestly,
what it is.
And this is going to sound weird, but if they were willing to go as far as they did in some of those cases, I'm surprised it didn't get worse.
I am too.
Like, I mean, yeah, they realized that he could barely breathe and they dropped him off at an emergency room, but I'm surprised it didn't get worse. Why would you cover somebody in WD-40?
Yeah. And can you imagine being at a party like that and just watching? Just not saying anything as this goes further and further and further and further. And you're like, hey, guys, you're not just ribbing this person. It's not just like a hazing. Oh, you're new to the college or you're now in the fraternity. We're going to haze you. No, what you're doing is literally torturing him, literally torturing this poor kid. And this person, Michelle, emails, "Hey there, News Junkies. Love your show. Thanks for always entertaining me through the workday. I'm actually from the town that the young man was tortured in. It's really sickening. It's again our wonderful system sweeping it under the rug, or at least trying to once again. That poor boy was put in the hospital Tuesday, but nobody heard anything about it until the following Sunday, 5 days after. And once that news got out, it turns out it wasn't the first time that he was assaulted by those boys. Turns out a few of the parents are wealthy business owners, and some parents worked for the local newspaper. Oh, big surprise here. Also, this is the same town that the awful shooting of Ahmaud Arbery took place, that our judicial system tried to sweep under the rug. When I heard you talk about your incident with the police officers at the bar restaurant, it made me think of some of our own like that here in Glynn County, Georgia. Thanks for always having great shows, and good luck with the dog sitting. Just remember and keep in mind, dogs are better than most people. LOL, Michelle." Appreciate you.
Well, he's not sitting any people either.
Yeah, thankfully. I got enough over here. I can't take any more humans or dogs. I'm at my limit. But isn't that so infuriating, that story? Like, how could you treat another human being like that? It's so... Every one of those kids, everyone who had anything to do with that, should be charged. And the ones who are like the most involved, I'm talking about real jail time.
Yeah.
And if he dies, murder. You knew what you were doing. You continued. How is it not premeditated if you see somebody, you see that they're in ill health, and you continue to torture them?
Because I don't think they intended on ending his life. I think it would be much easier to get the highest of high manslaughter charge that you can stick on this person.
Just so it stays.
And then, in court, tell everybody exactly what happened.
Right.
And see if you don't get the biggest charge or the biggest penalty for that.
And I saw afterwards some people saying, "Oh, just let it go. You're going to ruin these young kids' lives." Who cares? Are you kidding me?
Is that not something they considered when they were pooping on somebody?
Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? We're now worried about the perpetrators? Screw the perpetrators. What kind of mentality is spreading out there that someone tortures a kid and you're like, yeah, but boys will be boys. We just have to let this all sort out. We can't, their lives are ahead of them. Maybe their lives shouldn't be ahead of them. Maybe they should be facing jail time. Maybe they should never see the light of day again if this kid dies, right? I don't understand how people even think about that stuff and say, "Oh, got to think about the boys. That they may have made this mistake. It's a little mistake, but the rest of their life is in front of them." No, no, I'm not with that at all. It's terrible.
Boys will be boys is like when you hear them telling awful jokes.
Yeah, or they're like running around playing tag and one gets a little more aggressive or something, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
these things happen. But when you're spray painting somebody, when you're defecating on them and doing all sorts of other terrible things, when you're beating this person and they're on death's door, what? No, that's not boys will be boys. No, thank you. Not at all. There is some amazing news. Well, boy, I shouldn't say this is amazing. This is not amazing news. This is interesting news because this may be one of the first times that this has ever happened. But Pope Francis has been rushed to the hospital. Now you can see why I don't want that to be amazing news.
What inspired you to say amazing first?
It's just interesting in that this could be the first ever Easter where the Pope was in the hospital and unable to do any of the popely things.
Oh, he's not able to pope.
Scheduled that day. The Pope won't be able to pope, but there's
not like a Pope line of succession.
No, it doesn't work like that.
The Pope's incapacitated, the assistant Pope comes up and does all the poping.
No, we got to do the smoke thing all over again.
Yeah.
We got to go through that whole process. Pope Francis spent a calm night in the hospital after being admitted for a respiratory infection and is expected to remain there for at least a few days. They're hopeful that he will be out of the hospital in time for Palm Sunday this weekend. And they said it ruled out heart problems and pneumonia. The 86-year-old pontiff entered the hospital on Wednesday. So we'll see how everything goes for him. Let's see.
If he's not better by Easter, he's got over a week now.
Yeah, he's got some time, and if he's not, then he's more sick than they're letting on. And then get the smoke stuff ready. All right, here's I'm a PC chiming in, joining the show via dispatch. You could do that, too, at thenewsjunkie.com.
What's up, News Junkies? I am 3 beers in.
Already?
And about 100 balls hit.
A what?
And it's just a little afternoon.
He's doing some golfing.
Today is going to be a great day.
I feel it, man.
We'll go pop, pop.
Thank you, sir.
Waggle, waggle.
Appreciate you. Here's Swilly talking about a crazy ex because we brought that up.
Hey everybody, happy today.
Hey!
I had a pretty nutty ex a few years back. Not in the sense of physical violence or anything like that, but she was very controlling and like stalkery, and she wanted to have my location on my phone at all times and just real nosy about stuff. And she ended up like getting in a huge fight with me and breaking up with me because she found out that I was popping pills.
Ooh.
When I say popping pills, I mean taking antipsychotics to treat schizophrenia.
Okay, that's a little different.
She found my medication and absolutely blew her top and broke up with me. It was hysterical, and I'm glad that bitch is gone.
Okay, thank you, Swilly.
Still on the medication?
Appreciate the dispatch. Yeah, that's stupid. If somebody wants to get mad at you over that, then you tell them goodbye. You don't need to
unless
stick around
it's like
for that.
Oxycontin and you were...
Oh, he said antipsychotics.
Yeah,
like
I
stuff
think
that
that
he
was
needs
a good key point.
for his mental health. You're gonna need to stay on that and ditch the person who doesn't want you to. All
It'd be
right.
hilarious if he's like, I think you need some too.
Give you a couple out of my stock here. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Great news, headbangers. One of your favorite guitarists is bringing metal to the masses, Jesus style. Owen Wilson could shout his way into a not-so-happy little accident. Plus, you're never, ever going to guess who got arrested again. And by never, I mean you're definitely going to guess who got arrested again. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
We know you're spending some of your work time on Facebook. Like our page at Real Radio 1041, and we'll keep your secret. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Well, everybody, good Thursday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King now, Fox 35 Storm Center. Central Florida weather forecast update for you today on this Thursday. Lower 80s, mostly sunny skies, breezy northeast winds for the afternoon. At 10 to 15, a beautiful weather day. Get out and enjoy it. Tonight, lower 60s, mostly clear, cool, and comfy. Late light east breezes. Friday, 86, dry skies. Rain chance Saturday, 20% with a hot high, 91. For Fox 35, I'm Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I'm still mad at timeshare companies. For over a decade, I've been fighting to clean up the timeshare industry by getting folks out of bad timeshares. But after all those battles, I'm still asked, how do they sell timeshares for $25,000 when they're available online for only $1? Here's how they do it. They lie. They tell you timeshare's a great investment. You can go anywhere, anytime, or your maintenance fees will never go up. Everything they do to get you to sign is part of a well-planned trap. If you've ever been held hostage at a timeshare presentation and bought, Wesley Financial Group is here to help. To date, we've canceled timeshares for over 16,000 families. I guarantee you this. If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
If you're struggling to lose weight, here's good news. It's called RM3 for Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 is a natural hormone that burns fat from your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. It's safe for men and women, and it's not a stimulant, so you won't feel nervous or jittery. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Experience our world-class, medically supervised weight loss programs from the comfort of your home or office. Your online consultation is safe, secure, and we ship our patented medication direct to your door. It couldn't be easier to lose weight quickly, safely, and effectively. Come see why over 500,000 people have trusted Red Mountain to help them lose weight. Schedule your appointment by dialing pound 250 from your cell phone right now and using the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250, keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose 20 pounds by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Lowe's knows how to get your lawn ready for spring. Take up to $10 off select Scott's fertilizers and get a Craftsman 20-volt string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit for just $99. Valid 3/23 through 4/5. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Spring is here, and there's never been a better time to find your perfect motorcycle. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Our showroom is loaded with bikes to fit every experience level. Visit OrlandoHarley-Davidson.com to schedule your test drive and check out a full list of motorcycle inventory plus a huge list of spring events. That's OrlandoHarley.com. Orlando Harley-Davidson, located next to I-4, across from the Mall at Millennia.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone experiencing Marco's new bold Magnifico pizzas. Enjoy 2 kinds of pepperoni on the Pepperoni Magnifico. Revel in Old World sausage on the new Sausage Magnifico. And rejoice in harmonious layers of savory pepperoni and sausage on the new Ultimate Magnifico. Try new Magnifico pizzas starting at $9.99 at Marcos.com. Marcos. Pizza lovers, get it. Price and participation may vary. See store for details.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This is The News Junkie.
The next episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Don't forget, friends, get excited. Next Saturday, April 8th at Tuffy's in Sanford is the Ultimate Pinewood Derby 4. We're bringing the event back after a couple of years, and we got our teams all set up. And you know what? We got these this morning. I've got a hallway full of them right now. And these are going to go to everybody who is on one of the teams. Let me back it up so you can go and focus. Oh, man.
Yeah, those are dope.
These are cool lunch, like old school lunch boxes that'll have some merch in here for you at the event. These came out great. I want to thank Mo DeWitt for pushing these through and our friend Josh Pinkman making this happen. These are cool. They're really, really nice. And you'll be getting one if you are participating in either teams or no teams. If you're on one of those, you're going to get this plus some other swag at the event. So that's going to be fun. And it's going to be Saturday, April 8th at Tuffy's in Sanford.
Yep. Races start at noon. And those that are competing in the races check in as at 11. So
you
I think
still waiting for some people to check in?
Sure am.
Do that with the QR code, folks. It's easy to do.
Very easy. And then, I think it's worth noting, though, if you were just going to be not involved, but going to watch the races and enjoy everything that we have to offer that day, like come 11 a.m., if you're there, I'm not sure what's going to be available for you besides people watching.
Right, but you can hang out at a great.
Sure, the bar will be
venue.
open.
Yeah, and they got food and
get blacked out by noon.
It's a killer place that we're going to be at in Sanford. We want to see you out there. And real quick, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Andrew emails and he says, Sean, I purchased a rules car. I received my car. Unfortunately, my plan to travel from Pennsylvania to Florida on my company's dime has fallen through, and I will not be able to attend the event.
Spend your own money.
I am disappointed that I'm going to miss the event. I'm thinking of building the car and trying to find somebody on Discord that would be willing to race the car. Any recommendations, says Andrew.
Time is of the essence, my guy.
Yeah, get in there and start talking to people on Discord, Andrew, and get somebody to take your car on, and they'll race on behalf of you. And you can even get them to maybe send you the merch from the event. That would be fantastic. But we have a couple of loose cars.
Ooh, they might want to be paid in that lunchbox, though.
Yeah, that's what I think everybody should get. Well, he should definitely get one, I think.
Yeah.
What if they win the prize, too? Who gets the money? It's his team.
I would
Man,
say
that would burn some people if the dude that didn't even show up to race his own car won.
Well, here's what we want you to do.
you should all agree before you do anything.
Yeah, make a little deal with a group of people over on Discord or anywhere else. You can do it on Facebook. You can reach out and you'll find people who will take your team on. There's even people right now saying, I'll race your car. So pop in there and get that all lined up. So thanks for letting us know ahead of time. We got a few other loose cars, and we'll tie those up before next week is over. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I'm the Rosa Parks of the vaccine mandate, and I'm not doing this, so let me dress up and paint my face black for it.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
I can't even begin to imagine how that came out.
There was like 3 cancelable things in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. That's right. The man, the legend, no myth. He actually knows what he's doing. He's a real human being, and you can catch him every weekend on the Home Loans Radio Show, and he's available all the time. Any question you have, you can go to thatmortgageguydawn.com and talk to him, whether you're buying your first dream home or perhaps refinancing the dream home you own. Go to thatmortgageguydawn.com. 63 years ago, 1960, Congressman Tip O'Neill, to be exact, he demanded that the FCC investigate payola and protect America's youth from rock and roll.
Finally, somebody's
Yes.
doing something about it.
Exactly. He called it, quote, a type of sensuous music unfit for impressionable minds.
Sensuous.
I've never thought about rock and roll that way.
Maybe like some of the hair metal.
Did it make you horny?
Not really.
I asked,
maybe Elvis and stuff back in the day might have for some people.
Well, 1960, 63 years ago, I asked ChatGPT what were the top 5 songs, rock and roll songs of that day, and this was at number 1. So think about it. Impressionable minds.
It's party time! Get up!
Anyone feeling sensuous?
Yeah, this is sexy.
I'm not sure how that
What's
all
that
went
called?
down afterwards. This is Pony Time by Chubby Checker.
Pony time.
Pony time.
Pony time sounds like it could be.
It's
sensuous.
pony time.
But boogity, that's not doing it.
Also, 165 years ago, 1858, Philadelphia genius Hyman Lipman.
All right.
Hyman Lipman.
Only reason you picked this.
Oh, it's not. The reason I picked it is because he patented the first pencil with an eraser.
Oh, wow.
That's right. A fun fact, the average pencil can write a continuous line for how many miles?
Oh, I've heard this before.
Well, do you remember?
A continuous line from one pencil, 5 miles.
A Musgrave pencil.
You didn't get that gig, bud. You don't need to keep working for it. 9.
5 miles?
I say 5 miles.
Ceiling,
6 miles.
35 miles.
Oh, my God. That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, so shout out to pencils. Happy anniversary.
The funny thing about pencils, pencils, we do that. Pencils, like a pencil.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Wish you would have got the pencil
We
gig,
do
bud.
that. More of a
Sturdy,
guy.
dependable, and they can create just about anything.
35 miles of anything. Pencils.
Jackass.
Hey,
I knew that's who you were talking about.
I'm Bam Margera, and I got arrested again.
I didn't even see this one. God almighty.
If you want to look up on TMZ, they apparently have the footage from his latest arrest. Bam Margera arrested after allegedly making a scene at a restaurant where his estranged wife and son were eating.
Jesus.
And he was drunk in public.
Not very shocking.
No, and Burbank got a call around 3:45 p.m. The police for a disturbance at a Thai food restaurant, and when officers arrived, they found Bam arguing with a woman, with the dispute getting louder and louder and louder. Now, sources say that police got to the restaurant. Bam was unable to, quote, take care of himself, which says a lot because he gets drunk all the time.
Yeah, this is a little sad to watch this whole thing over and over.
Arrested and booked for a misdemeanor for public intoxication. I mean, is he not still on probation? Therefore, how is it a misdemeanor and not something that...
What was he on probation for?
I don't even know.
Because he went to
less
rehab.
than a month ago.
He was in the rehab. I don't know if that was a court-ordered rehab or if he was just trying to get his life together. But that went on forever. I guess this is him getting arrested. I'm trying to see here. He just throws open the door, of some restaurant that I guess his ex is in with a kid.
That looks like a convenience store.
Is it? Yeah, it looks like a small place.
He's
whatever.
Buy some booze.
Burbank for ya.
And then he ends up getting arrested at this place because he's hammered.
Some other footage shows him talking to the cops as he's sitting down on the sidewalk. I mean, he's got it. Nikki, his estranged wife, has filed for legal separation back in February. She claims he didn't appear to be sober during a visit with their son, Phoenix.
God.
He was also the first to, not first, excuse me. He had a domestic violence arrest earlier this month. So February was the separation.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier in March was domestic violence arrest for a woman that claimed that he had kicked her. And then he vowed to be a more present father by putting his son's name on his face for the rest of his life.
God, there's been a lot happening with him, and most of it does not look great.
He's supposed to either post $500 bail or stay in custody until he sobers up based on when this all happened. I imagine that he's hopefully sobered up or post bail.
You know, I hate to say this, but let's just be real about this. Do you think there's any shot in hell that he actually does get his S together and stop doing this over and over and over?
Yes, but he needs probably less enablers in his life.
Yeah. Well, his friends have
solid rock bottom.
He's had a lot of friends that have tried to step up and help him, and he just screws it up every time.
Someone did a big old screw up. This guy.
Wow. Oh, Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson is right. And he had a lifetime Rolling Stones concert pass. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I never even knew that existed.
You know you're A-list. Is he A-list? Yeah.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
A-list celebrity.
Yeah.
You know you're an A-list celebrity when you get a lifetime pass to go to Rolling Stones concerts, no matter where you are, no matter when it is. And he got that lifetime pass, and then he got it revoked within 24 hours.
Oh, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, during an appearance on the Late Late Show, he explained what had happened was he was at a show in Argentina with a friend who was close to Mick Jagger when he got the passes. Then he decided to wander around backstage because, of course, that pass includes all the places that you can go.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up accidentally on the stage for jumping Jack Flash.
Okay.
And he got yelled at by the workers to get off the stage. And the next morning, he got a call from Mick's security team saying, you did not move like Jagger at all, and we're going to need that pass back.
Ooh.
He was also dressed in a white T-shirt with white pants. And if you're a part of the stage, you're not supposed to be because you really stuck out like a sore Wilson thumb. He could have at least worn all black, they suggested, and maybe he wouldn't have gotten his pass taken away. But
you would have thought it's Owen Wilson, like they'll be fine with it, but clearly not the case.
Does that mean that the Rolling Stones like print out lifetime pass?
I guess so.
I feel like they don't give it out that often.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it before this very moment.
I feel like if you're an A-list celebrity, you could just like call somebody who can call somebody if you want to get into a concert.
Also, why are you wearing white on white?
That's a brave look right there.
We're now getting this viral headline about Mike Myers. He does not, at least, and correct me if I'm wrong, if we've heard stories about Mike Myers going under the list of your Chevy Chases being complete douchebags.
Oh, I don't know.
With.
I don't know that I've heard much about him like that. I always thought that he was a nice guy.
I thought he was a nice guy too.
Yeah.
Apparently nice as long as you don't look at him in the eyes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, baby. Oh, a Canadian DJ by the name of Jay Brody, DJ Jay. He claims that he found himself out of a job after breaking Myers' alleged cardinal rule, no eye contact. He revealed this over the air in Canada. We cannot listen to that, unfortunately, because we're in the United States of America, baby.
There's a wall.
Sorry. But they had him fired. He was there as a bodyguard. And they said, no, I think it's also worth noting that a rep for Mike Myers says that this is completely untrue. It's 15 years ago that the set of The Love Guru was part of.
Never
any
saw
sort of
that
news.
one. I remember that movie.
Completely flopped.
I remember it looking really cheesy, and then I said, this was not for me.
Was that the one where he had the big, stupid beard?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and like a lot of prosthetics. And so he was assigned to be a security guard at the shooting location in downtown Toronto. He was hired to work on the set, and the first rule he said was like, you can't look at him. He was going to be in wig and prosthetics. So he apparently appeared in costume on this guy's first day, and then he says, first hour I'm there, I don't know what he looks like. I just see a man approaching, long hair, thick beard, and I think, maybe that's Mike Myers. I look down, but then we met eyes for a second there, and before he knew it, within the hour, I got a phone call saying, I'm fired, and I have to get off the set.
Don't look him in the eyes.
And there you have it.
Oh, man.
Does that count for people in scene with him?
That would be very difficult to film around if they did abide by that.
I think I want to do that from now on. No looking at me in the eyes.
Okay.
Oh, you just did. You're fine.
No, it's easy for me right now. I'm looking straight at the sea lane.
Okay.
Now it's weird for me.
Yeah, you guys are both like deadlocking.
And it'll be easier at your new workstation over there.
You're not going to look at me in the eyes? That's going to be easier.
I will, but I'm saying I don't have to. It's not necessary.
Complete opposite end of the spectrum as far as A-list actors go. We talk about Mr. Keanu Reeves. Hey.
He's a pretty likable guy.
On the set of John Wick Chapter 4, news breaking is such a hard word to use, but news making the round that he has given a gift to all the stunt team members.
Mm-hmm.
And this gift, besides personalized Rolex watches, are t-shirts, tailor-made t-shirts, and each shirt is depicting the number of times the person, quote-unquote, died throughout the movie.
Oh, those are going to be worth some money then.
Some of them died over 20 times, and it says right there on the shirt, 20 times.
Oh, that's cool.
And one of the most demanding fight sequences involved 35 stunt performers on the set of John Wick 4 in Paris. One guy was taken out 5 or 6 times in that scene alone.
Can you imagine if you're in a stunt scene that big and everybody's doing these incredibly complex things, and then right at the end, you screw up the scene? You would feel so terrible.
And it's hard on the body.
That's a lot, man.
To do it so much, but good on them. And finally, I feel like we can put it to rest. Jesus and metal come together thanks to a big old mistake from a Christian website.
Such is the rule of honor.
Lamb of God, Mark Morton, he has now commented on a Christian-themed online store that is selling a Lamb of God logoed mug, despite Lamb of God being not a Christian band whatsoever. And not the first time that I guess the Christians have mistaken the band for being a part of Jesus.
That's got God right there in it.
They say CiaoCustom.com, CIAO Custom.com. Their product page has a print-on-demand item that has the unmistakable artwork from the metal band Ashes of Wake era, as well as their wordmark. And they're like, that has to do with Jesus. We'll put it on our store right now. And they seem to be taking it with at least, like, a laugh or two. They could obviously sue them for trademark.
You know what I bet they did? I bet they just Googled, like, God, art,
and
Lamb
they
of
can
God.
sell that?
And they can't. They're not supposed to, but they probably did that.
So, yeah, they were obviously thinking of Jesus of Nazareth, but Lamb of God, the band, not a Christian band. And Morton says, I ain't mad at Jesus. The lead guitarist said on
Good
Twitter.
thing you're not mad at Jesus.
But y'all can't just be out there bootlegging my S. Currently, the lone product review At Chow Customs Lamb of God mug points out the irony. Great mug showing the ashes of the Wake album cover of the secular heavy metal band Lamb of God. Awesome. My favorite band. And not the first time. 8 years ago, a group of churches in the band's home state of Virginia used the Lamb of God logo to promote their Easter services. So he is risen almost.
Such is the rule of honor.
On the boob tube, we have got...
She lost it.
No, here it is. Brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. The 1 hour special CMT defining Carly Pierce on CMT. First season finale of Alaska Daily on ABC. We also have Star Trek Picard. Let's get Picarded on Paramount Plus. The Croods Family Tree on Hulu and Peacock. And you can catch Kevin Bacon on Corden. Have a great day. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back,
I'm going to need that Defining Carly Pierce show because I have no idea who that is.
Yeah,
so
I haven't heard of it.
I'm going to need the whole definition, please.
Yeah, I'm not familiar either. We got a lot more to get into. If you miss any more of the show, go to thenewsjunkie.com for all the podcast links so you can catch up. We got a Free Willy situation unfolding right now. What does this mean? What's going on? It's coming up next on The News Junkie.
Real Radio 104.1 is 30 years old. Guess it's time to move out of our parents' guest house. Garage. Thanks for keeping the dream alive over 3 decades.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 408 heading eastbound. Before Chickasaw Trail, the left turn lane is blocked. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 408 heading westbound before exit 11B, Mills Avenue. The off-ramp right lane is blocked. You can expect your regular congestion this afternoon on Florida's Turnpike. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. If it's possible to have too much pepperoni on one pizza, then Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes the limit deliciously. Order one today at marcos.com. Marco's. Pizza lovers get it.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Wassey's Meat Market for the lowest price on a big green egg.
Jersey Mike's freshly slices the meat and cheese for your sub right in front of you. It's a work of art. Think Michelangelo's David. But honestly, David, if I have to wear a shirt and shoes, you could put on some pants. At least my Italian sub is perfectly dressed. Secondly, David is 522 years old, but Jersey Mike's subs are freshly sliced every time, brand new. It's an inspiration to hungry, pants-wearing people everywhere. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
I've been buying wholesale cars for 27 years, and every year, the way I know the market has peaked is my Bradford pear tree blooms. This morning I looked, and it is bloomed. The market is peaking. If you want to sell your car, this is the highest time of the year to do it right now. Just beat a guy today. A CarMax offer $3,000. They offered him $75 on his Corvette. I gave him $78. Why? Because the tree told me to. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC, how it's worth up to $26,000 per employee, how easy it is. You know the spiel. So why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim. But Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies. And it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. I recommend Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and this is my client, Will.
I saw a car accident. There was another incoming vehicle and hit me pretty good. This was in the middle of the night, and I was able to get a hold of someone. If you're injured on the go, just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too.
Dave & Buster's.
And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality.
Dave & Buster's.
And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
I think I'm crazy lately. Everything is hazy. Everything and anything I ever want to do. I think I'm crazy.
We got a Free Willy situation going on. I'll explain in just a moment. Yesterday, I made an absolute fool out of myself after the show.
How so?
I've never felt
to whom?
to a stranger. Two strangers, actually. There were two strangers, and they showed up at my house. These are lawn service guys, not like the people who mow the lawn, but the people who like spray fertilizer and do all that stuff. I don't even know what they're doing. And
you just know that they leave a receipt on your...
I just know they stick those things in my grass when they're done, and it says that pets can't go out there for a little while.
Yeah, I saw that in your yard the other day when I showed up here, and I was like, man, this is one of those little things that I'm pretty sure back in the day would have driven my father nuts.
I hate it.
Like as far as the little signage?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're doing it because for their sake, they have to say we notified them not to have their pets go outside for 2 hours or whatever the legal thing is. But it's just an advertisement.
The notification is the closest it could be to the street, so that people can see it
conveniently.
And okay, but like coming from someone who walks their dog every day, it's like I look down at my phone and then all of a sudden Carl is peeing on that sign. I'm like, are you being poisoned right now? Who do I sue?
Carl's the ultimate rebel. Right on the sign that says he shouldn't be on the grass anyway.
I was up at 4:45 this morning because of Carl's vomit.
Oh, he's vomiting now? What the hell's going on over there?
I've been writing down the dates. It is every 6 days.
Every 6 days an animal vomits in your house?
No, just Carl.
Oh, just Carl. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I think it gets too nervous.
Maybe. Well, this was a situation for me yesterday when they rang the doorbell, and I see the big grass treatment truck out there, one of the big companies. And I go, oh, they must have screwed up because they literally just treated the grass 2 days ago.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So two days ago they came and did this. And then he rings my doorbell and I answer the doorbell and I'm like, hey, I think there's been a mistake. You guys were just here. And he goes, oh, hang on, let me check. And Elvis, the dog that I'm dog sitting, goes full speed down the hallway, which is not it's not super fast for Elvis, but he's moving his big chunky body down the hallway and he pushes past me and scoots out the door, and I'm in my socks. And so now I'm trying to chase him, and he's just ahead of me, and I keep missing him. And then I get onto the driveway, and I go to like grab a hold of him to stop him, and I slipped because I had socks on. I fell and I rolled a little bit. And then
Where's the security footage of that?
I could pull it because I fell in the driveway, and then I get up and then I pick up Elvis to bring him back inside because he's going on a journey. I don't know where he's going. I got to protect this dog. This is my sister's dog. And so I pick up Elvis, and then I'm like trying to walk Elvis back in while the guy's talking to me, and Elvis
can't even lift the dog.
He's heavy. I lifted him, and I got him back inside, but he's not a light dog. And the guys were just like, sir, we'll take care of it. And they just treated the lawn anyways. So I go, okay, fine.
Okay.
I don't want to show my face to them again, so I'll let them do it and charge me another $65, and then that'll be just a shame factor thing for me. They even told me that we're doing what they were doing, and they go, oh, it's this treatment. And I'm like, okay, cool. I have no idea what that is. Absolutely no clue what any of this is. But it did bring me to...
You're like the guy at the car wash where they're like, do you want the super foam? And you're like, what's the super foam? Well, it's better than the regular foam.
Well, give me the super foam.
You're the guy at the mechanic where they're like, we found 12 other things. It's going to cost you $5,000. And you're like, all right, fine.
I guess so. This is an embarrassing situation for me. And then I thought about this. I said, okay, so I've got this dog, my sister's dog, Elvis. It's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, but it's probably like, I think I might be being generous, like 20 pounds overweight. Big chunking dog. He's adorable.
But he's taller.
He is taller. He has a way bigger frame than Lady does. Like, he's just a bigger dog all around, too. But he's definitely heavy. And I go, is it wrong for me as a pet sitter to put somebody else's dog on a diet? Or
I just asked you that yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
I know, but we were talking about this, and we talk about it on the show yesterday?
Yeah.
I don't remember talking about it.
I thought we talked about it on the air. Was it off the air?
I think it might have been off the air because I don't remember. Maybe it was. But Courtney and I were talking about this, and we're like, we can like bring down the food intake a little bit and then give Elvis a little bit more exercise, and then maybe we could like get him to lose a couple of pounds or something. And then I thought, what if she comes back, and then she doesn't like that? What if she's mad that we did that? And we were kind of stuck.
He says he thought this. I literally put this. I put this in his head on the air or off.
Do you not know how Sean works?
We had this conversation with Courtney, and I had this exact conversation yesterday. Maybe it was prompted by you saying this to me, but
it's a better idea when you say it.
Oh, don't God! Why do you have to be this way?
Oh my God! Relax. It was a quip.
I'm not.
He's saying it.
Thank you for saying that, then, Celia, because
messy.
We got into a literal, like, deep, layered debate over whether or not we should do that, and we landed on just doing a little exercise, like taking the dog around the block, doing a little bit of extra stuff.
We're turning the dog like significantly where the skin is hanging off,
It's
like
not
gastric
good.
bypass, not good.
But I probably can't do that in 2 weeks, though, right? I don't think you could do too much.
But I think there are definitely ways in which the pounds can be 1 or 2 shed.
Just a little bit. Maybe even beyond the weight thing, because weight isn't everything. Just the ability to go on like a full walk, all right? Like just a little bit further, and then, hey, you made it all the way. But after his walk around the block, which he had a blast doing, he was doing a little bit of limping. And I was like, oh, no, maybe we should like calm it down for a day or two so we don't hurt the damn thing. Anyhow, there's a Free Willy situation going on right now. And have you been to the Miami Seaquarium, Sabrina?
Oh, yes. Many a field trips.
Okay, so you may even be familiar with this whale. It's a killer whale by the name of Lolita. It's been there for 50 years, so if you've been there, you may have seen the damn thing.
Yeah, definitely have seen Lolita.
Lolita was like one of their big show performers at this Miami Seaquarium, and they just made some deal to actually free the whale.
That's a bad idea.
Like Free Willy style.
So you're saying the whale has been in captivity
Yep.
for 50 years, and now they're going to...
57 years old.
And now they're going to release it? It's not going to survive in the
wild. Now they're talking about letting this thing be free. Now let's see what they mean by freedom. It says, after more than 50 years in captivity, this is the Miami Herald talking about this, freedom may be in sight for Lolita. Miami Seaquarium's performing orca. Officials with the theme park, along with Miami-Dade Mayor Danielle Cava and volunteers for the Friends of Lolita group, and Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay, announced plans to release the 57-year-old 5,000-pound killer whale.
I'm sorry, what does the coach or the owner of the Colts have anything to do with this?
That's an odd person to be in the mix there. They're like, we got this group, and the guy who owns the Indianapolis Colts. The 57-year-old 5,000-pound killer whale Lolita, also known by her Native American name of Tokite, has been a controversial poster animal for changing societal views on performing animals and the ethics of zoos. And they're talking about what they're going to do here. So it says, Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Cava called the historic announcement of the newly signed collaborative agreement to return Lolita to her home waters a great day for Miami. Now, they can't just release this thing actually the way they did in Free Willy.
Well, no, because it can't jump over that many rocks.
Yeah, he's got that problem, but it's also got the problem that they've done this in the past and it doesn't work out.
No.
It doesn't work out like they think it's going to work out.
I mean, they travel in pods.
Yeah, they're not usually solitary.
Are they assuming the whale will immediately have these instincts and when to migrate properly?
It's been in a
where
tank
to
its whole
feed?
life. Imagine that you've been in a cell your whole life, all right? And then they go, at 57 years old, we're going to free you. Go human. Go out there and human.
No.
And you're like, I don't know how to do that.
Didn't work for Brooks.
They've done this a couple of times, I believe. One time there was a whale that was released, and then it kept going up to boaters because it loved humans. And it would see people in their boats, and it would go up to them and let them pet them and stuff. And it wasn't good at just being a wild animal because it was raised in captivity. And then there was another one where it died. It was a famous whale, same kind of situation. They fought to free the whale. They freed the whale, and the whale died as a result of being freed. So I don't know if they have a better plan here, but this has not worked in the past. It says, Levine Cava thanked the dedicated activists in the county and beyond that have pushed for the whale's freedom for decades. Said that recent independent reports have confirmed the whale is being cared for by the finest marine veterinarian experts. And now they're going to have to figure out how to get rid of this thing or where to release them. There are many hurdles ahead, including approval from federal agencies.
And those rocks.
But the announcement of the plan was a milestone in the long battle over the fate of the killer whale. So Miami Seaquarium's Lolita set to be freed after 50-plus years.
How the hell did they name the whale Lolita?
That seems like a bad name, doesn't it?
It's not a great name. It brings
strange
makes
name.
me think of hookers.
Yeah, it's got a bad...
Or Amy Fisher.
It's got a bad vibe to it. Long Island Lolita.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what you're thinking when you're hearing that.
And they called her that because she was 17.
Yeah. All right, let's go to you. Let's work in a couple of dispatches here very quickly. Here's our friend B. Dobbs Chillin talking about the upcoming Ultimate Pinewood Derby.
Happy Thursday, junkie.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So I am getting the rules track all pulled out, dusting off the cobwebs for the Ultimate Pinewood Derby 4. Ready to get back after it. It's been a while, but glad to be part of this event one more time. One more trip around the sun.
Sounds like
and looking forward to it, guys.
Yeah, come on,
one
buddy.
more week. We got this. We're working pop. Peace.
That sounded like a goodbye. You're young. You're in great health, B. Dobbs, I hope.
Maybe he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, that could be it. He's just like, I can only take one more.
He goes, you guys take the track with you. I am out.
Here you go. I'm done with this. Sammy on YouTube says, the whale's health has declined. If that's true, that seems like maybe even worse.
Even more reason not to free the whale.
How long do these things live? 50, 59 years old, 57 years old, they said it was? That's really long for an orca to live, I would guess. I would imagine that in the wild they don't live that long very often.
So orcas live longer in the wild than in captivity, live up to 80 years. The average orca, lifespan is between 30 to 50 in in the wild.
Yeah, almost every animal lives longer in captivity than in the wild.
No, but in captivity it's less.
Okay, yeah, I've never heard that about an animal before, but maybe these animals are different because they're whales and it's harder to keep them in captivity to begin with.
Do they have
80 years old, though, they said?
I mean, this is the first thing upon Googling and reading what's in the bold, but I will say that at least I wonder if there is is there a sanctuary for sea life?
I don't
know.
know.
In which they could have a bigger area.
So a wild ocean space, but where it's protected so
Correct.
we could keep an eye on the animals. I don't know if there's such a thing like that.
It'd be cool if there was.
Yeah, it says 50 to 90 years these orcas live. That is insane. We want to hear from you. What do you think? Should they be freeing Lolita, the killer whale, or is this a bad idea? Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, there's a bunch more to get into.
I wonder if if a setback in having a preserve like that. Like, say you had a bunch of seaside land. And you said, I want to create some sort of barrier where we can hold previously captive, I mean, they're still technically captive, whales.
Well, it's like a preserve in Africa where you would have like it all safely, but the wild animals are in there, but in the water.
I mean, I think some of the concern would be, A, are they going to fight each other? You know, like when you have fish in the fish tank that don't get along, and it's just a Sparta.
Right. It turns into a massacre.
But B, the people who are like super on the animal side, the ones that are arguing to free the whale right now, even though it's the second oldest whale in captivity and its health is deteriorating.
Yeah.
Are those people going to go after the barriers of this like preserve?
Yeah. It's not free enough.
Yeah, it's not free enough, so we got to start destroying property and letting them come out.
It sort of runs you into one of these be careful what you wish for things.
Yeah.
Because people go, we want these animals to be free. And I don't know how many stories I've done on this show where an animal rights activist busts into, let's say, a mink farm and then cuts the gates and thousands of mink are released into the woods. And it's like, we freed the mink. And then the coyotes annihilate them in 15 seconds, and they don't know what to do, so they cross the street, and they just get hammered by vehicles.
I know, and 0 coats. What a waste.
And all of it is just for naught because they don't know how to survive out in the real world. And that could be a definite problem with this particular orca. I'll get the story about the last time they tried this. I know there's a Wikipedia article I could dig up on that. We got that, plus Jennifer Aniston is starting some controversy. What she's saying is coming up next on the News Junkie.
What happens when we're off the air? At Real Radio 1041 on Instagram. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 414 heading westbound at Magnolia Homes Road. The left lane is blocked. There's delays due to an accident on State Road 408 heading eastbound at Chickasaw Trail. And the off-ramp right shoulder is blocked due to an accident on State Road 408 heading westbound at Mills Avenue, exit 11. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
My husband and I, we were bamboozled into signing up for a timeshare. The guy who signed us up said if I changed my mind, I could cancel. That was a lie. They wouldn't let me out, and I felt stuck.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and make no mistake about it, the timeshare giants are trying to make it impossible for you to get out of your timeshare, even if you've been lied to. Over a decade ago, I beat them in federal court, so I can continue to help folks out of bad timeshares.
I didn't trust anybody, so I drove to Wesley Financial and I met Mr. McDowell. My hope was restored. I did sign on, and now we are free.
If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Wesley Financial is the real deal.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
GiveMeTheVin.com is paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
The Manawak Caves is a brand new fiction podcast that marries supernatural horror storytelling with an immersive psychological thriller. Tune in to uncover the chilling story and secrets as old as the caves themselves.
Without monsters, there are no victims, no prosecutions, no defenses, no justice.
Listen to the Manawak Caves. That's MANTAWAUK Caves on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Why buy from DeLand Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram? We'll never be undersold with our $25,000 lowest price guarantee. No inflated prices. And right now, it's Ram Truck Month. Get up to $9,955 off the hot new 2023 Ram 1500 in stock. Plus DeLand's lifetime warranty and oil changes with qualifying vehicle. You'll save thousands. Drive a little, save a lot. DeLand Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. See dealer for details. DeLandAuto.com. That's DeLandAuto.com.
If you're struggling to lose weight, here's good news. It's called RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 is a natural hormone that burns fat from your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. It's safe for men and women, and it's not a stimulant, so you won't feel nervous or jittery. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Experience our world-class, medically supervised weight loss programs from the comfort of your home or office. Your online consultation is safe, secure, and we ship our patented medication direct to your door. It couldn't be easier to lose weight quickly, safely, and effectively. Come see why over 500,000 people have trusted Red Mountain to help them lose weight. Schedule your appointment by dialing pound 250 from your cell phone right now and using the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose 20 pounds by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC, how it's worth up to $26,000 per employee, how easy it is. You know the spiel. So why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim. But Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies. And it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
At Sunbelt Rentals, tools rule. They also clean and cut, chip and chop. They construct and destruct, help you climb up high and dig down deep. We rent tools that do so much for those with so much to do. The right size tools for your size jobs, and the expertise to help you rent the perfect one every single time. So next time you need a tool that nails, screws, paints, or polishes, rent in-store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
What's the best part of a Dunkin' Run? The coffee, the $1 donut, or $2 stuffed bagel minis, or $3 sausage, egg, and cheese? The answer? Yes. $3 offer available on sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich only. Exclude specialty donuts and fancies. Offer valid on medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Jose $210,000.
I had an accident where I was rear-ended. They tried to lowball me, and DeWitt, they stepped up and went after them and won. If you don't go, just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos. This is the News Junkie.
So we're talking about this orca, this killer whale, and they're badass animals. Have you ever seen any of the videos of them hunting down sharks and stuff? It's something to look at. And there's one that's been at the Miami Seaquarium for 50 years, and now they said it's won its freedom. And we're like, wow, what are you going to do with this thing? Sometimes this is a really bad idea. And there's the story that Free Willy was even based on was Keiko, or however you say that, Keiko, the orca.
Wait, no, Keiko was the whale in the movie.
Keiko was a male orca that was captured in the Atlantic Ocean near Iceland in 1979. He portrayed Willy in the movie Free Willy. Yeah, so like the actual animal is Keiko or whatever.
Which is the one that, ate the lady.
That was Tillicum, I think.
Tillicum.
And there may have been another one that had like a violent attack thing going on. There's been a lot with these orcas over the years that you've seen in the news. They said he portrayed Willie in the 1993 film Free Willy. In 1996, Warner Brothers and the International Marine Mammal Project collaborated to return Kiko to the wild. After years of preparing him for reintegration, he was flown to Iceland in 1998 and in 2002. So they flew him to Iceland and they still had him in captivity for 4 more years. And then in 2002 became the first captive orca to be fully released back into the ocean. So that was in 2002 when they released him. On the 12th of December 2003, he died of pneumonia at the age of 27. And we just learned that these things can live up to 90 years. So that's a very young orca to die at that age. But some of the interesting stuff about when you take an animal like this and you think you're doing this sweet thing, you think you're being right morally.
The name Kaiko means lucky one.
Does it really?
Does
my
it, though?
God. They said the plan to return him to the wild was a topic of much controversy, right? That's what I was getting at. Some people think, oh, this is the right thing for us to do. And then you go, well, hang on. Is it going to be able to survive out there? Maybe this is even worse than being in captivity if this thing goes out and dies immediately. Some felt his years of captivity made such a return impossible. Researchers in a scientific study later said attempts to return him to the wild were unsuccessful, but monitoring with radio and satellite tags was part of a contingency plan for return to human care. So when they put him out there, they track him. They keep an eye on where he goes so they can see if he's getting into trouble.
Okay, but if something were to happen, are they going to see that data at the end of the day or end of the week? Or are they ready to help him out?
I don't know how fast they can respond to anything like this. And imagine they go way deep underwater, which they can do. Nothing you do. You're not able to fix this problem. Others considered his release misguided. And they said there was a politician at the time who made international news for his statement that Kiko should be killed and the meat sent to Africa is foreign aid. So, okay, that's one idea.
I heard the whale meat's not bad.
They said, here we go. Here's what happened. Ocean Futures left the Kiko project in late 2001. The Free Willy Kiko Foundation and the Humane Society of the United States reestablished management of the project at that time. Kiko was a fully free whale by the summer of 2002 and departed Icelandic waters in early August, following some other orcas, but not integrated with the pod. You know what they said that is so freaking sad to me? When you're a young whale, and they captured this whale when he was two years old, so he didn't know how to do all this stuff. And since then, for 50-plus years, he's been in the Miami Aquarium. When you're a young whale at that time, you learn the language of speaking to the other whales. And so they said he found this pod of whales, and he was going to follow these orcas and be with them. But he couldn't communicate back and forth with them because he never learned the ability to do that.
Because he did in Free Willy.
He did in Free Willy, yes. But in real life, it wasn't quite as sweet, unfortunately.
Didn't the little boy also have straight up conversations with him in Free Willy?
It seemed like they were able to communicate in some way. That movie was fantastic. His journey was tracked via the signal from the VHF tag attached to his dorsal fin. About a month later, he arrived in Norway's fjord, apparently seeking contact with human beings and allowing children to ride on his back. So he just wanted to be around humans after they freed him, and he would ride around on these little kids' backs and stuff.
I wonder how.
Hold on.
No. Other way. Strike that.
And those children died.
These little kids would ride around on his back.
I wonder how.
How many kids would it take for a whale to ride on their backs?
Probably a lot.
I wonder how easy or difficult it would have been for people in that area to identify him as Kaiko from Free Willy.
Don't they have the...
Oh, yeah.
After captivity, they're...
it dangles the dorsal fin. Yeah.
The dorsal fin does curl over, so that's one way of knowing. And maybe they just go, oh, if this dorsal fin looks like that, it must have been in captivity. Therefore, maybe a little friendlier. Let's let our kid ride it and see how this goes.
Yeah, and I think in these areas where these people were, it would be there all the time. Kiko, whatever, would be there all the time, pop it up by the boat, and they would pet him on the nose.
Are you trying not to say Kaiko because it
sounds a little,
a
little anti-Semitic. His caretakers relocated to Norway and continued to conduct boat follows with Kaiko for the next 15 months. On the basis of girth measurements and blood tests, it was assumed that Kaiko had fed during his 900-mile journey from Iceland to Norway. He occasionally approached groups of wild orcas, but remained on the periphery at distances from 100 to 300 yards, with his head pointing toward the closest orca. Then he ended up dying on the 12th of December, 2003, of pneumonia. And they tried to do something great, but it just didn't work out. Sometimes an animal cannot be reintroduced.
But then they're like, we're going to try it again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the thing that works the most is to say we're going to stop with like the breeding programs, and we'll take the whales that we have and we'll utilize them for now, but future whales won't be born into captivity.
Do you see how much it costs to free that whale?
No, how much?
$20 million.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Well, you got to have all those people and the
They had to
equipment.
fly it.
You had to fly an orca, which I didn't even know you could do. That's insane to me.
You can fly anything if you try hard enough,
I
Sean.
guess so. This is bigger than Operation Dumbo Drop, though. This thing is a 11,500-pound killer whale.
Is that less money than it is to keep it in captivity?
I don't know. I imagine that would be expensive, too. You want to hear something crazy?
Go ahead.
They said this is how they flew him. The process of preparing Kaiko for the wild began on the 9th of September 1998. He was flown to a bay on the island of blah, blah, Iceland. UPS again participated in the transport. So UPS was involved in actually shipping the killer whale.
Blah, 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 Iceland.
UPS again participated in the transport, this time by providing ground transportation to the nearby airport. Kaiko was transported in a specialized 30-foot-long container filled with enough salt water to cover him and was cooled with ice cubes. He was then transported by air in a C-17 Globemaster airplane, which is a big plane.
Click on that picture there.
Which one?
The one that's on the screen there.
This one?
Yeah.
Right here.
The only one that's on the
Beep,
screen.
boop, beep, boop.
That's them loading the whale into this.
He's in what looks like a big, giant container, and they
Does it
put
have
enough water. It's got just enough salt water in it to cover
It's a
Kaiko.
shipping container.
Yeah, it's straight like off a train or something.
I don't know. I
This-
can't imagine that this is going to go well.
Yeah, because they haven't done it very many times since this happened with Kaiko, and they're going to have to do this with this whale in Miami very soon. They said
There's a sign on the back of that thing that just says UPS whale.
very strange, but they were able to do it, right? So they said, here's the crazy part. He was then transported by air in a C-17 Globemaster airplane loaned by the U.S. Air Force. Upon landing at the airport, the C-17 Globemaster aircraft suffered a landing gear failure, causing over $1 million in damage because the whale was so heavy on the plane. And when they landed, it ended up damaging.
Flown with
That's huge. What did I say? 11,000 pounds or something?
Yeah.
11,500 pounds. They said the landing gear busted when they brought the whale in, and the whole thing was just kind of a mess. And now here they are back in that same position, going to do this all over again.
There are people on the texting service. This is, I don't know. I don't know if this is conspiracy or if this is a good idea or a bad idea, but they're saying they want to let this whale go right before it dies so they don't have to deal with the body.
Yeah, because I saw some people in chat mention that it's expensive.
More than $20 million.
Yeah, well, no, that was a lot of donations and stuff. I think that was a big charitable organization.
It's going to die in the ocean.
I think it is too.
And then when it dies, because it has not made it out to, the proper place where wild whales die, it ends up on a beach somewhere. Does
Probably,
it not?
yeah.
And that costs a bunch of money to
but
remove
not to the Miami Seaquarium if these people are right
it.
with
This
their
seems
guess.
like such a bad idea.
To me, I look at this and I go, what's better for you to say, let's treat this whale as best as we possibly can. Let's spoil this whale every day of its life and take care of it and, give it the best
Feed
life
it a
we
couple
can.
drifters.
Give it a drifter a month until the end of time. We get rid of the drifters, the whale's happy, things go well. Or to let it go and it dies like the other one within 2 years. I don't know, man. It seems like it's been in captivity for 50 years. Imagine you take like an old man, right?
Okay.
All right? You take an old man. This old man has been living in this assisted living facility for his entire life. And you say, we want you to be free, old man. And you take him out and then you just set him free outside and say, go ahead and you can do whatever you want now. And the guy's like, but I didn't learn how to interact with other humans. But I never learned how to get a job. But I never learned any skills. But I never learned how to do anything. And that old man died. You should have kept him in the assisted living facility, and you should keep the whale at the Miami
what's
Aquarium.
cheaper, Sean?
I don't know which one's cheaper. It sounds like they're both pretty expensive, if you ask me. Seems like it's tough from both sides here. All right, send us your thoughts. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. You can record a dispatch and join us here on the show. We've got a dispatch from Guitar Slinger. It says, here's a Pinewood Derby song for you. Okay, let's see what we got. Here we go.
I got a car in the Pinewood Derby. Sucks worse than a vacuum Kirby, I know. It won't win Blaze a show.
Hopefully, though.
I'm not big on social races. Probably wrecked my car after a couple of races. Oh, I've got a car in the Pinewood Derby.
I don't know if that rhymes.
Oh, I
got it
got
right.
a car.
No, not right.
Pinewood Derby.
Well, thank you for the effort, Guitar Slinger. We
You
appreciate
could try
it.
to write something with Derby.
It was a difficult mission, wasn't it? Here is Muffmouth talking about dog fitness.
Hey, what's going down, junkies?
Hey.
Oh, Sean, I'm laughing. I get a kick out of the fact that you're trying to help the dog be healthier. How about help yourself be healthier there, big bud? Okay? I know Muffin Lady's keeping that body fine.
Whoa. What?
It's so uncomfortable.
Well, damn, a little far. I am working on myself. And you're right, maybe I am the Elvis the dog of this room. Maybe I'm the chunky one, but I'm trying. I'm working on it.
Come on.
I've already got my blood pressure down. I don't understand these miracle drugs that I took it for 2 days, and my blood pressure is almost where it's supposed to be.
Well, it's not going to be like that every day, but
No.
it's good.
I'm going to try. My goal would be to
You're
get
heading in
off
the right
of it,
direction.
but I'll probably never get off of it. You know how it works.
Yeah, okay, but you know that if you have a couple days in a row in which the blood pressure is down, doesn't mean you get off the medication.
No, of course not, because it would go back just as quickly as it went down if that was what made it go down, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like, I've been doing a lot better with a bunch of other health stuff.
Look, I know what your dosage is. It's basically Tic Tacs. So,
yeah, but it worked. Or is it me? Is it in my head? Like, is it a placebo effect that I started taking it and all of a sudden my body just regulated? It was pretty bad. My blood pressure was like pretty high up there, and now it was almost perfect yesterday. Okay, we still got to get to this Jennifer Aniston thing. We got more of your dispatches and something that you knew was going to happen. Here we go. The moment I heard that Microsoft was putting Chat GPT and the AI feature on their search over on Bing.com, I knew this was inevitable. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Plus.
It's opening day for Major League Baseball, and for the first time since 1968, every team in the league will be in action. That includes the Rays hosting Detroit. Florida football's Pro Day is underway. Dozen Gators are trying to impress NFL coaches and scouts, including Anthony Richardson and Osiris Torrance. And the Lightning host Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals tonight. Both snapped their 4-game skid with a shutout of the Hurricanes on Tuesday. I'm Scott Davidson.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now at LASIK Plus, get 20% off LASIK in April. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes, plus guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-771-1300. 800-771-1300. 800-771-1300.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Spring into a new Mazda at Daytona Mazda with over 200 new Mazdas to choose from. Check out the new 2023 Mazda CX-5 or CX-9 today. And with rates as low as 0%, there's never been a better time to get into a new Mazda with our complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. Daytona Mazda is prepared to make the car buying process as streamlined as possible out of respect for your valuable time. Stop on by Daytona Mazda at the Daytona Auto Mall today at I-95 and LPGA or shop online at DaytonaMazda.com.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone experiencing Marco's new bold Magnifico pizzas. Enjoy 2 kinds of pepperoni on the Pepperoni Magnifico. Revel in old world sausage on the new Sausage Magnifico. And rejoice in harmonious layers of savory pepperoni and sausage on the new Ultimate Magnifico. Try new Magnifico pizzas starting at $9.99 at Marcos.com. Marcos. Pizza lovers, get it. Price and participation may vary. See store for details.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select PCs powered by the latest 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus, get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Save now by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
Golden Voice presents Power Trip. Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Tool. You'll have pit tickets for the entire Power Trip weekend. VIP camping at the Safari Tent Campground. All thanks to Golden Voice. Register now to buy tickets at powertrip.live. On sale April 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Enter for your chance to win now. iHeartRadio.com/PowerTrip.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by Wassey's Meat Market for the lowest price on a big green egg.
occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Jury duty coming up in just a moment. And I'll tell you the update on that manifesto from the school shooter. It's a big update on that. We'll get to that momentarily. Wanted to share this because there's so much talk about this. In my opinion, way too much talk about this. But they did a poll from NPR and PBS, a Marist poll. It's a big polling outlet. And they asked people if they oppose laws that restrict drag shows or performances, right? Because in several states, they've moved to block these shows from being seen by children. And they said to these people, do you oppose laws restricting drag performances? And 58% people said they oppose these laws. 39% of people support these restrictions on drag performances that are passing in these states. Democrats are the most likely to oppose such laws, obviously, with almost 3/4 of them saying they're opposed to them. But 57% of independents and 37% of Republicans also said they do not support them, which is a bigger number than I would expect, actually, from Republicans? Yeah. 37% of them would say that they don't support these laws restricting the performances.
I think this is not, aside from the attention that Ron DeSantis has given to it, I don't think this is hugely a big chunk of what a lot of these Republicans care about.
No, it's not. It's not like one of the big issues.
I don't know why.
Although there is a section of them that are like obsessed with groomer stuff.
Yeah.
You've probably seen that. Like,
yes, absolutely.
Everything is obsessive about that.
And I've been very surprised by the international politicians that are also talking about drag shows. I mean, I've seen clips of over in Australia or in the UK talking about the banning of drag shows as well.
Well, there's a lot of this that I find so hard to follow because so people say it in the language that you just said, like the banning of drag shows. I don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't know that there's any states that are banning drag shows. I think that the only laws that I've seen floated out there or passed have been keeping children away from drag performances. I don't think there's been a law that has been targeted at completely banning the idea of a drag show. You see that in the headlines a lot of times. It's like, restrictions on drag shows. Well, the restrictions are whether or not kids should be allowed to go to these. I think that's a decision that parents should make. I think it's super cringe where you have these parents who are like, I'm bringing my kid to the drag show. And it's like a sexually suggestive show and you have a little kid next to you to prove a political point. That's weird. That's a weird ass thing to do.
But not all drag shows are sexually suggestive.
Not all of them. Drag tends to be adult oriented, and there's a lot of that kind of sexuality based in the humor that they use in the drag world.
But even the one that they went after that happened at the Plaza Live, which is the same place we had Just OK 7, and they were going after their liquor license because they said they allowed kids into the drag show.
Right.
The undercover police officers or agents or whoever was sent in there to check the place out said, we didn't see anything that was explicit.
They said there was nothing illegal. So
nothing illegal or pornographic.
Yeah, there was nothing that would have been like a law breaking. So nobody exposed their sexual organs to the kids. I think they said 3 kids were there, like 3 people have brought kids to that particular performance.
I think DeSantis is sending kids in there.
He's got a couple ringers.
Sending kids in there to prove his stupid point.
Little kid's got like a rainbow flag unicorn shirt on just to really push the point through. So that's what they said. Overall, most people restrict these or oppose the laws that restrict those drag performances. I want to see the language in the law, though. I want to see if they said, do you oppose legislation that would restrict bringing minors to drag performances or even like adult-themed drag performances? I don't know how they actually said it in the poll.
I mean, if you think
is this
about it
throughout the United States, right? Or is that particular state?
This one, this is nationwide. Yeah, this is a nationwide
So I could
poll.
say for like the Tennessee law that was passed, the vote along party lines, the state Senate passed the bill restricting adult cabaret performances from children's view on public property, with violators facing up to a felony in charges.
Oh, that felony seems a little insane, but okay.
What's defined as cabaret?
The law redefines male and female impersonators as adult cabaret performers and bans adult-oriented performances that are harmful to minors.
Yeah.
It cannot take place on public property or in venues accessible to minors.
It says the pollsters also found that a majority of residents...
This sounds like stuff that's already illegal.
Yeah.
You can't...
You're right. You can't... We do this so often. Oh, my God. We do this so often. You already can't bring a kid into a theater where somebody whips out their genitals.
Or a strip club.
Yes, you cannot do that. You're committing a crime by exposing yourself to a child. And the parent would probably be neglectful in bringing the kid to the place that was doing it. You don't need new laws. There's one that was out there today, and I'm like, oh, my God. We're working on passing this law in the state of Florida. Let me see if I can bring this up, because I hate this. This irritates me.
While you're finding that, and there's one argument that also I think makes complete sense in my head, is that when it's up to parents on what to bring their children to, they have the option of doing this this drag show at the plaza that the undercover people didn't see anything wrong with. You're also well within your rights as a parent to bring your child to an R-rated movie.
Right.
And there's nobody coming after the business or liquor license movie theaters because kids have been able to go in and see movies that have a lot worse content than some of the shows.
Yeah, and for some reason they differentiate between watching a recorded performance and a live performance. I don't know why that is, but for some reason it looks like the law kind of like splits those two up. When you're right, like if you take your kid to see a movie where there's somebody exposes
like
their
Team
penis,
America World Police.
Yeah, how is
remember that sex scene? Woo, baby.
That one went on for a while. So let me bring this up because I thought this was so stupid, and this perfectly dovetails with what we're talking about, where you don't need these laws. There's already laws that stops most of this stuff.
Yes, but if I'm not trying to make new laws based on the things that are already in law, then I don't look like such a winner to my lowest common denominator.
That's what they're doing. They're really just appealing to the base who cares.
It's a not so hidden agenda.
Well, here's the one I'm talking about. They said right now they're working on pushing through in the state of Florida a new law that affects how you're allowed to interact with police officers. Okay, you already cannot...
No wonder this is on your radar.
Of course. You already cannot assault a police officer.
Right.
You already cannot interfere with a police officer's investigation of a crime. There's already laws for this, right? But this new bill, it's House Bill 1539. Here's what it says. It is unlawful for a person, after receiving a warning not to approach from a law enforcement officer who's engaged in the lawful performance of legal duty, to violate such warning and approach or remain within 20 feet of the law enforcement officer with the intent to, 1, interrupt, disrupt, hinder, or impede, or interfere with the law enforcement's officer's ability to perform such a duty, 2, threaten the law enforcement officer with physical harm, or 3, harass the law enforcement officer or make so much noise that the law enforcement officer is preventing from performing his or her official duties. Make no mistake, this is to stop the people who film the police officers. That's what this is for.
And if it's in complete silence and the cop looks over and is like, I feel harassed right now, then they're breaking the law.
Yeah, I feel harassed, you need to leave immediately. And then if the person goes, what? I'm not harassing you. And they go, whoa, I just told you to do it. You need to be 20 feet away from me or you're going to get arrested. And then they put cuffs on him because that's it. Because now you've violated a new law. And this is floating fast through the judicial process or the legal process in the state of Florida right now, HB 1539. You don't need it. We already have laws for that. We always do this kind of stuff. And the cops are all out there and they're like, this is a very important tool for a police arsenal. Get out of here. It's a very important tool so you can keep anybody from looking over your shoulder and maybe keeping an eye on what you're doing. And the one thing that citizens have is the power to observe you while you're conducting your business and film you to make sure that you're not one of the bad cops. This will take that away from people. That is crazy to me. We're doing this far too much. We don't need the drag laws. The drag stuff is weird, I think, but we don't need laws for this crap. There's already laws on the books that stop most of this stuff.
But you have been to Hamburger Mary's. I remember you guys went all the time.
Sure.
I mean, there were children there. That was a brunch setting. Did you find it cringe then?
Yes, I do. I would never bring a kid to something like that. I find it way too adult. I would talk about like little kids. I don't think that's a kid-friendly atmosphere. I think like forcing it seems so weird. It's like, why are you trying?
I mean, what's the force here?
There's a lot of force. There's a lot of people who keep doing more drag shows with kids stuff, and it's like, hey guys, this is really like not helping out the case here or the cause in general. You're really trying to force the kids to be around the drag queens for some reason. I can't see what that reason is. I think that seems kind of strange to me. It gives ammunition to people who are like, look what they want to do. They're trying to corrupt your kids.
Is it strange if there's not adult content?
I think it's mostly adult content with drag queens. So
I mean, like
when they're singing Little Mermaid, that's adult.
Let me reframe this. What if you have somebody who is a porn star and you have them go to a library to read a book to kids? Do we not factor in what their actual job is and what the content is that they create? People would be up in arms, even though it doesn't matter because they're just reading a book to little kids. They'd say they're trying to like brainwash these little kids.
Okay, then the same would go for teachers with an OnlyFans account that you've defended in the past.
I think that's totally different. I think in the drag situation, I don't really care if a drag queen's going to read a book to a bunch of little kids. But don't you like? Have you seen some of the videos that are out there? Like,
I've been to a bunch of drag shows.
I know. But some of them where I see these videos, I'm like, God, this whole thing is stupid. But the video is bad.
That one?
Yes. There's kids like putting tips in drag performers' thongs and stuff. It's weird.
I haven't seen those videos.
Well, they're out there, and there's a bunch of them. I'm a fan of drag. I think drag is great. I love the dark humor that used to be more closely associated with drag. I think that's still out there somewhere, and I like that. I think that's awesome. But
you're just jealous because you're like, I can't get away with saying some of those
no,
things.
I can't. They used to say they used to go so hard, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they used to do on like the karaoke night. They would do like little stand-up bits and stuff, and they would go so hard, and it would crack me up, and I love that. But I don't know. It's not a kid thing to me. It's like an adult thing, and it's like, why are we trying to force it to be that? And I find myself like stuck between it because I think that's weird. And I also think making laws about this stuff and like vilifying drag performers is also terrible. It's like, do we really have to keep forcing the issue here? Seems like something we don't even really need to be addressing to begin with.
Agreed.
It's not much of a problem to start. All right. Well, I saw this. Sabrina sent this over. I got the different version of this story about the QAnon shaman guy who is now officially on the loose. He's been released. They moved him to a halfway house. And Jacob Chansley is his name. Yeah, was released from prison 14 months early.
What halfway house for that kind of crime?
I don't know.
I thought halfway house was more for drug
drugs.
related.
It can be, but they said he was released from prison 14 months early and moved to a halfway house in Phoenix, Arizona. He became the poster boy of the Capitol riot. He was sentenced to 3.5 years in federal prison, but served just over 2 years. So that's 2/3. That's probably not that crazy if it's like a good time situation. Now he is out and in a halfway house.
Good behavior.
I don't know if he's going to be putting on that shaman outfit anymore.
I don't even know what he looks like without that paint. Stupid horns.
I think he's renounced some of this stuff, but God only knows what happens next. Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to hear from you when we come back. Somebody sent me this thing that was completely generated by AI, and they said, what do you think of this? This blows me away. We'll go into that. We'll go into your dispatches. We'll go into a whole lot more. Plus, this thing on Bing.com with the AI, something I told you we knew they were going to do. Here they are. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
3 decades of real radio. That's 1,560 promotions meetings without one salesperson getting punched.
Although it was close a few times.
It's Real Radio's 30th anniversary, and we couldn't have done it without you.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 414 heading westbound at Magnolia Homes Road. The left lane is blocked. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 408 heading eastbound at Chickasaw Trail. You can expect your regular congestion this afternoon on I-4 heading eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by J&M Roofing.
At J&M Roofing, you can finance your new roof for as little as $139 a month. Call J&M Roofing, 321-972-6952. J&M Roofing, under the umbrella. Florida license number CCC 1331951.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. I recommend Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-628-8080. 800-628-8080. That's 800-628-8080.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too. Dave & Buster's. And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality. Dave & Buster's! And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest! Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-771-1300. 800-771-1300. 800-771-1300.
On the podcast Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman, the Stanford neuroscientist explores how brain science intersects with our lives, passions, and behaviors. This deep dive into the unexpected facets of our brain science will help you see the world differently.
I'm going to explore the relationship between our brains and our experiences by tackling unusual questions.
Listen to Inner Cosmos with David Eagleman on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio.
On the bright side, we're not dead. Yet. You're listening to the News Junkie.
Well, this is going to shock precisely 0 people. You will not be shocked by this. No one will be surprised. But guess what's happened? Microsoft Bing, they decided to add AI to it, and they wanted to add that Chat GPT technology.
Which
to
is
their
exciting
search.
because someone will finally use Bing.
Yeah, and it gives them, for once, like a leg up, you know? Like Bing has something different.
I'm so annoyed that I tried to do all that because I had to download Microsoft Edge to make it work.
The browser almost no one uses.
Nobody wants Edge, damn
Honestly,
it.
I had never even heard of it until you told us that you had to download it.
Well, because they had to get rid of Internet Explorer because that was like the black sheep of web browsers.
Yeah.
Firefox was above
What do you
that.
guys use?
I use Chrome.
Yeah, I use Chrome too.
I use Chrome.
I think that's probably the biggest audience share, and then maybe Firefox.
I use Safari on my phone, but I still have the Chrome app when it comes to particular websites I have to go to.
Yeah, I just don't like
porn.
Yeah.
That's what my Chrome app's for.
I don't like the other browsers.
I have safe searches.
I don't like the other browsers, and Microsoft Edge is notably worse than the rest of them, according to a lot of people. Who
Growing
mess
up,
with it.
I had to use Firefox and then whatever came with Linux.
Mhm.
Those were the Penguin.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
Linux, right?
You were in the tiny minority on that side. Even being
Thanks,
on
Dad.
Linux, just being on Linux put you in the tiny minority.
Was it new or GNU or something? Or am I thinking of something different?
I
I'll
don't
tell you
remember.
what, never used it again when I moved out of that house.
Yeah, I mean, people get locked into these things, and they just keep doing things the way they always have.
So I had to download Microsoft Edge, and then I keep like looking over.
But if you like it, though,
I keep looking. I don't like it because I don't want to use it. And then I keep looking at my laptop, and now there's like an auto update.
Yeah.
And it wants to update Edge. I'm like, I'm not even using Edge. Stop trying to update. Screw you. Go away.
So, did they make it so you could only use that technology through that browser?
I believe so.
So it forced you. That's stupid.
Wait,
That's not going to last long, though.
that's really short-sighted.
Yeah, but Apple used to do the same thing. You could only watch the live stream of their big announcements if you had an Apple TV, I think maybe a phone or tablet, like an Apple phone or tablet, or if you were using the Safari browser.
Right.
And then only as of a year or two ago did they start going, all right, well, the Windows people
That's
can
so
watch it,"
dumb.
you know?
And people,
Mostly because their announcements sucked.
Yeah, and
They're
now
like, we have a new pen.
Now people don't even care about them as much. But like, it's so stupid to do that. Open things up. You want as many people as possible to get into the pool, and then you could sort it out from there to try to monetize them. But it's going to surprise 0% of people that Microsoft's Bing chatbot is getting ads, and they're already putting advertisements alongside the Chat GPT experience. That you get.
Alongside or within the content that they're providing?
That is going to be a very interesting decision for them to make, because that's the key thing.
That will trick people.
If you put it in the sidebar, fine. Nobody really cares. We expect there to be ads there. We're not shocked by that.
We even click them sometimes.
But what if C-Lane says, hey, ChatGPT, what's the best flat screen television I can get for under $500?
Right.
And somebody has purchased that as an ad, and it goes, this one right here, Sean, or C-Lane, is the cheapest, best deal. We think you should click it and buy it right now.
And I was just thinking this morning about asking ChatGPT,
GPT. You got it.
GPT.
You got it, but you were unsure that you know.
I was, but now I feel confident. I was going to ask it, like, what would be the best, pet fountain,
Right.
like water fountain.
Yeah.
Because upon Googling that, I see now they indicate ads.
Yeah.
But then you click, another website, and then they have in italics, like, we may receive compensation for the particular products that we suggest.
Exactly. Like they wrote an article and they have Amazon affiliate links or something.
And then I want to be like, what, based on users and their review, would be the top 5 best products for my pet
Did
here?
it work for that?
I was thinking about asking
Oh,
it,
they-
but then I was wondering, like, is any of this going to be influenced by who's paid or not? And then down the road, is this my only window until ads come in?
Yeah, I don't think that would be the case now, that it would be influenced by any sort of advertisers. But tell me that you look at Microsoft and you look at the money they've invested in this OpenAI Chat GPT artificial intelligence, and tell me that what we just laid out, which is the obvious moneymaker for the service, isn't 100% going to be sold. They're definitely going to do it. Chat GPT, what Broadway show should I see now that I'm here in Manhattan and there's all these options?
Well, don't throw away your shot to see Hamilton.
Exactly. And then click on the tickets, bam, and it's like the greatest direct advertising ever. 1,000% they're going to do that. For now, I believe they just have ads around the AI bot on Microsoft's Bing.com service. And we'll see if that spreads out elsewhere. It's going to. I mean, they got to make money off these things. They will eventually. Somebody sent this by. I don't know how visual this is. Maybe there's some audio too. It says, this is an AI-generated short film of an alien contact event. An AI created the script, concept art, and all the voices you hear within this film. It's absolutely surreal watching this. Thoughts? And here it is. Let's see. There's some of you who are watching. I'll describe it for everybody else. But so there no humans were involved in any of the creativity here other than maybe some prompts. The AI created the script, created the graphics, created the voices. All of this is from a computer. All right, there's our aliens.
A fleet of massive alien spacecraft just appeared out of nowhere and jumped into Earth's atmosphere. The ships are unlike anything.
That audio is from them?
Yeah, the audio is from the AI as well.
It's very well produced.
It is, and the graphics are good, but it doesn't look like a movie trailer to me. It's not all the way there, but
Seems
maybe
like a video game.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it could be a video game
The
thing.
globe in the wake of the arrival of alien
That looks
spaceships.
real.
Reports of unusual activity and sightings have led to fear and uncertainty.
All
With
AI.
many wondering what the aliens' intentions may be.
World leaders are working to calm the public and assure their safety, but the situation remains tense. Experts continue to investigate and gather more information as the world grapples with this unprecedented event.
Looks like Independence Day.
It does. It's straight up like they put a plot together, they put footage with it. Then they went to like people looking through binoculars at the sky at the alien spaceships.
Also, the grass for the White House is very baseball.
They showed the White House because alien invasion trailer, got to put the White House in there. They did all of these different things, and it was all done by AI.
Americans, today we face a challenge unlike any other history.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Strange alien objects have
Isn't
arrived
that
on our
not Biden's voice?
Yeah, oh, it is. That's
Yeah.
Joe Biden. Yeah, that's him addressing the alien situation.
We do not yet know their intentions. We must remain calm and approach this situation with the utmost care. I have ordered our government officials to work with international partners to gather more information and develop a coordinated response.
What's this called?
Hang on. We can put this up on See It Now. I'll send it to you here, C-Lane. This was all done by AI, from the script to the characters to the video footage to the audio that you hear, every single
watch it.
thing. I mean, it does look like a pretty compelling piece of content. Like, I would check this out.
How
We will remain vigilant and steadfast in our efforts to protect our planet.
And look, it came up with pretty unique space.
I don't know how unique that is.
I haven't seen one quite like this. It's like a diamond-shaped thing or something, like two pyramids on top of one another are supposed to be the spaceships that are floating over Earth for this movie created totally by AI. A lot of people asking for a link to this. C-Lane's going to pop this up on See It Now. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com, and you can get the link to check this out
And its
yourself.
inhabitants.
Sounds like Biden, though, right?
President Vladimir Putin has accused the U.S. of inviting the aliens to our doorstep through unprovoked attacks on the UFOs that were recently shot down over the U.S. and Canada.
Wow,
Putin
so
suggested
relevant.
That the
Yeah.
U.S. attacks on the UFOs may have broadcasted Earth's location.
Okay,
no
so-
way, man.
Okay, but so the plot and putting it all together, but these images are not AI generated.
No,
they're calling.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, most of them they're cobbling
because
together.
I was very impressed by that.
Well, no, but some of them are like the other this footage of the space ships and stuff. Spaceships.
The concept art was generated by AI. So
Yeah.
somebody said, "Write me a script," and then they read the script and they go, "All right, now we need some spaceships." They said, "Generate me what you think a spaceship would look like," and then the
Oh, and
concept
then they
art goes
render
out,
it
and then so
themselves.
then there
Okay.
is human.
So they're
involvement
dragging
still.
it along a little bit and
Yeah.
piecing things together.
Oh, but what? So in the 6 months that they're asking us to pause, AI could come up with rendering that artwork themselves.
Yes, definitely. 100%.
Have you seen like the headshots thing? I know we talked about it the other day, but
where you feed in a bunch of your photos and it generates a headshot for you?
I've been considering it.
They look good.
It's like $18 or something like that. But this one girl, she went through the process of it, and she showed 3 of them that she's like, I'm definitely going to use that. And she's like, here are the ones I'm not going to use. Great picture, but my hands were completely melted together. Here's another one.
So it was like the outtakes?
Where she had a baby arm coming out of her forearm.
I'm using that one.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if anyone would notice if I had an extra pinky. Would I still get the job?
You should try that. It would be interesting to see. The ones I've seen are pretty good.
What are you trying to say?
No, I'm saying you should try because it'll give you a cool headshot to use. I'm not saying you don't have a good photo now. I'm just saying what if you said you were thinking about doing.
I should go find another job.
No, I'm saying you should try it out.
Let's take it to a poll. Ask the AI.
The AI came up. Okay, this is the thing I'm questioning. Tell me if you're with me on this.
I probably am.
The AI came up with the connection that you noticed, where they said the U.S. was shooting the space balloons or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the AI was
And blaming
smart enough,
Putin?
and blaming Russia. They were smart enough to connect those things, even though that was mostly like China.
But
that
we
was
talked
involved
a
in.
lot about that.
I know, but that means it's like it's aware of things that are happening in the not so distant past, and it brought that up as a plot point in a movie, which kind of was a cool spin on things. Let's see what they say at the end here.
Aliens. He added that the world is about to pay a heavy price for what he called America's outrageous actions.
There's a spaceship.
In a bold move that has sent shockwaves through the international community, Russia, China, and India have announced that they are teaming up to make first contact with the aliens. The new plan involves a joint task force of scientists, engineers, and other experts working together to develop technology capable of communicating with the aliens.
That seems so real.
It does. It seems like a movie that I would watch. And it also makes me wonder, do aliens and the other universes make movies about us?
If they have this kind of AI, damn, we're headed into some weird territory.
Let's go!
Go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, look in the See It Now section, and you can watch what we just played.
Somebody, despite as amazing as that is for all the AI stuff, somebody on Twitter goes, looking forward to the second part. It's very nicely done, but so far, typical of any Alien First Contact movie.
Unimpressed. And that's why humans are better. That's why, because we will be unimpressed despite the most impressive things.
Dude, this is like the little kid that I told you about in the movie theater when this epic trailer goes on. All these thousands of people are involved in this movie, and it gets quiet in the movie theater after the trailer, and that little kid goes, I don't think so. I'm just like, the idea of being unimpressed at something that clearly impressive, right? Like, nothing has grabbed our attention
I'm grabbed.
like ChatGPT has in a long time, since the early days of the internet.
I asked ChatGPT to help, like, after I spent an hour, way too long on it this morning. I threw in the links for today's stories for the next episode. And I was like, have a summary that it takes me 8 minutes to read out, and then make it from the voice of a really quirky and very smart entertainment news radio girl. And the phrases that it had me wanting to read.
Was it a little cornball, or was it good?
What's up, my people?
You should have started with this.
I'll do it for tomorrow. And see if you guys notice. Do you guys want? Do you want me to tell you the rest?
Well, now we know the "What's Up, My People" line. But what you should try to do is tomorrow for the Friday next episode, work in one story that is totally written by ChatGPT in a style like that, and see if we can point it out, or if the folks who are listening can find out which one.
Well, because I asked for 3 different versions, and thanks for tuning in, my groovy peeps.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the groovy peeps intro.
Stay funky fresh.
Oh, that's a good sign off, though. You should start using that.
Trademark.
Yeah, stay funky fresh, everybody. That's going to catch on. Okay, we're going to go to you. Let's work at a couple of dispatches.
Peace out.
It's all so amazing. I mean, but what you're stumbling on actually right now, Sabrina, is imagine this. So you tell ChatGPT, the AI, to write you one of the stories that you're going to do for the next episode.
Get over the, stupid details.
But stretch that out a little bit more. Now you feed into ChatGPT all your favorite sources to look at for news that's out there, and you say, from these sources, pick the stories that are going to be most engaging to people between the ages of 25 and 54, and then write out a script for me to say this. And it's like, okay, well then a lot of this stuff has been done by AI now. Then you say, take Sabrina Amber's voice and do this entire segment in her voice and her tone and style. And now
find me the AI that will take all of the stuff we put on the radio and have it in my voice.
I'm just saying we got to worry
Am
about.
I about to lose my job?
No, but job security is an issue with this thing. It's crazy. It's crazy.
With my extra pinky.
All right, let's do at least one here because I said some dispatches. Here's Herbert420 talking about smoking weed with an AI. Okay.
Good afternoon, news junkies.
Hey.
One of the coolest AI things that I have ever seen is there's on YouTube. There's a video where ChatGPT is chatting with Bing Chat. And they've got them going back and forth to each other. So ChatGPT will ask Bing a question. Bing will answer the question and then ask ChatGPT a question.
He's using
very,
different
very
letters.
interesting.
Switched it up a couple times.
Actually, Bing is set up as Sydney. So anyway, it's really interesting. It's a cool thing to watch if you're into AI. Have a great day and smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Herbert. You too. Appreciate you. Real quick before the break, they have announced they are going to release the manifesto from that Nashville school shooter incident. They're analyzing it at the FBI right now, and it will be released at some point. I know people were kind of divided on should they do that, should they not do that. It's going to be released to the public possibly as soon as this week. So we'll see if anything comes out of that. When we return, we're going to get to more of your thoughts. You got a lot of things on your mind, so we'll get to that. Anything else I teased but didn't pay off, we'll get to that as well when we come back. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Same address on another social platform. At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect delays heading eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429 and slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. There's congestion on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Traffic is up to speed on the Beach Line. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center in James, Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Space Coast friends, listen up. If you are in the market for a new job or you are in a terrible job and you want to get better, you want somewhere where you're going to be able to move up and make more money, well, the event that you need to be at is happening right now, and it's happening in Melbourne at the Florida Marketplace Mall. So head on there. They'll be out there till 4 doing some on-the-spot interviews. Some people will be interviewing today. Some people might even be getting the job today. But you can meet with a whole bunch of people because they're waiting for you right now at the Florida Marketplace Mall, 1328 South Babcock Street in Melbourne, Florida. They're going to be there till 4 p.m., and you can get more info at spacecoastjobsnow.com and click on that Get More Info button. That's spacecoastjobsnow.com.
If you're struggling to lose weight, here's good news. It's called RM3 for Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 is a natural hormone that burns fat from your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. It's safe for men and women, and it's not a stimulant, so you won't feel nervous or jittery. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Experience our world-class, medically supervised weight loss programs from the comfort of your home or office. Your online consultation is safe, secure, and we ship our patented medication direct to your door. It couldn't be easier to lose weight quickly, safely, and effectively. Come see why over 500,000 people have trusted Red Mountain to help them lose weight. Schedule your appointment by dialing pound 250 from your cell phone right now and using the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose 20 pounds by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
The Mattawa Caves is a brand new fiction podcast that marries supernatural horror storytelling with an immersive psychological thriller. Tune in to uncover the chilling story and secrets as old as the caves themselves.
Without monsters, there are no victims, no prosecutions, no defenses, no justice.
Listen to the Mattawa Caves. That's MANTAWAUK Caves on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Man, this is a nice truck.
Yeah, check this out.
What?
I changed it to remind me of my time at sea.
Weren't you in the Air Force?
Yeah, but I really love the ocean.
You could save and get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender, leaving you with extra to spend on other things. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loans must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more at NavyFederal.org.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Justin $100,000.
Well, I was in a motorcycle accident, unfortunately. You guys were able to get me set on my feet to where I don't have to worry as much about finances. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack. So they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey everybody, Jim here from my friends at Solar Bear. Did you know that last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate increases and they're meeting regarding another? But you can stop going along with these rate increases because now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear. The #1 solar installer in the state of Florida, they can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And right now, get 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. SolarBear.com.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
I won over $500,000 playing slots. I do this full time and I would not change it for the world. It's fun and I win. I win a lot.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time. This is the News Junkie.
I'm sorry. I keep seeing these stories, and yet I've never seen it once in real life. There's yet another story from CNBC this week, and it says, dumb phones are on the rise in the United States as Gen Z looks to limit screen time. I keep seeing these stories where they're saying Gen Z or Generation Alpha, whatever you want to call them.
That's not what they're calling them.
Yeah, it's the one before the younger one than Gen Z.
They're calling them Alpha?
Generation Alpha,
That makes all of us look like idiots.
They went from Z all the way back to A, so they could start things over, I guess. But they said these younger kids are like switching away from their smartphones and they're buying these dumb phones that have basic features. Never have I seen one single person out in public with one of these phones that's not a smartphone in my life. I haven't seen anybody who's gone back
And
to
if you
this.
did see somebody with a dumb phone, you would
They were dumb.
judge
I would
them.
judge them
Yes.
a lot. I would be like, "What? You
No.
don't know how to use technology."
What they're doing, and I think that they want to tell everybody that this is just the millennials hipster.
Mm-hmm.
But they have two phones now.
Yeah, they've got
you know
one
how
in
many
one
times
pocket.
I've heard, get a burner phone. We have burner phones. And they're not using it how we used to use burner phones for drug transactions.
Yeah.
But instead just to look cool.
Right. They've got one phone that's like,
And I'm
look,
sick of it.
I live a simplistic life. I just like to take
Yeah,
it easy.
please.
I don't want all the pressures of a digital life, so I want this phone. And then the other pocket, they have an iPhone
Yeah.
because they want all the other stuff.
And we find out about your simplistic life via TikTok that
Uh-huh.
you recorded on your very fancy camera. And
Have you ever seen somebody with
iPad.
one of these?
No.
I had an ex with a mom who had them.
But for that reason, or I'm talking about somebody young who's like, look, I have this dumb phone.
No.
I have there was one person who was my age who was using it, but they were also like living a simple life.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I just don't
They had roll
think
down windows.
It's a big trend like they keep pretending it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at an article about what's the best dumb phone in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And the picture that's on the thing is somebody holding a Nokia that still takes pictures.
Oh.
Aren't we?
Is that too feature rich for you?
Seems not dumb enough. Doesn't seem dumb enough.
My favorite is the like new apps or like maybe it's an actual camera. You can buy a digital camera,
Uh-huh.
but they're like it comes out just like Polaroids.
Right.
And then you can put this filter on and then do all these things to make it look like an old photo. And I'm
Yeah.
like, or just get a disposable camera.
It's a weird way to like mix old and new technologies. People have always been obsessed with that. So we got all these digital technologies, and they're like, "What if you had a digital phone that printed out the photos?" And wow,
What?
And then people buy it for like 5 days, and then they'll go on to the next thing after that. I just don't know that I've seen a ton of people that have switched over like this.
Now I want to do it.
I was banned for a joke on Twitch that says Sean sounds like a boomer. How do I sound like a boomer here? I just have, if this is a cool thing, I
You
haven't
sound like
seen
a
it in
new age
play.
boomer, Sean.
I think that smartphones are the way to go. I don't care about dumb phones. I think dumb phones are as named dumb, and I don't want them. I want better technology on my phone than I have right now.
Do you imagine going back to what was it called? That you have to click, the number 3 times to get to the letter?
Oh my God!
T9.
T9.
No. If you clicked it 3 times,
QWERTY?
that wasn't T9.
No.
Because I was the master of T9.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So you wanted to do spell the word cat, and you'd have to hit like 1, 1, 1.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's no letters on the 1.
Whatever.
Okay, you know what he's
Ultimate
saying.
mega nerd over there. Get out of here. Well, before we go
But
to
I
you.
also could remember back in the school days where you could be looking at the teacher and then still typing out a full text with that.
It took forever,
and
though.
now kids these days could just quickly say it in their AirPod what they want to text.
And it's automatic. yeah.
The thing that was annoying about typing a word like cat was you would have to do 222 to get to C, and then you'd have to wait. Because if you did 2 again, it would be the number 2.
Right.
And now you're
Right.
starting all over. So you had to wait.
You
and
could-
then for a second there,
You don't even know kids.
the
No.
cursor shows back up, and now you could do the A.
And then they came out with the full QWERTY keyboard on a BlackBerry, but it was so tiny and squished together, you can barely get anything accomplished on that. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on here, but there's some videos popping off now from
Popping off?
like the last hour, and it says protesters. What does it say? Hold on. Protesters charged to see lawmakers at Tennessee's state capitol building in Nashville. So this is protesters in Nashville, and there's I better turn the volume down. Actually, there might be some cursing.
That's fleeting.
Trying to push their way in here, I guess, to
Oh,
the
we're having another.
Nashville Capitol.
Oh my God.
There's a bunch of them here. They all look very young, like super young crowd. And there was somebody that said that they went into the actual Capitol.
Is this live?
No, this is from like an hour ago. So this guy's,
Whoa.
they just pushed him through past the police. Now the cops are starting to arrest people. But this is in Nashville's Capitol. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on because it hasn't happened that long ago.
Huh.
And I saw some people inside the actual Capitol building, so maybe they got further. I'll see what I can find. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, We'll do the final dispatches. Oh, yeah, this says this says Democrats take over. This is not like the protesters that we saw earlier.
What?
Whoa. That is loud. Sorry. I can't tell what they're saying.
No action, no peace.
No action, no peace. Okay. I think this is a bunch of younger people who are protesting the trans or drag law that they pushed through in Tennessee. That's my best guess here, but it's hard to
gun stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could have something to do with the school shooting.
It could definitely have something to do with that. I'm not sure.
It feels like they're filing out the politicians, but I'm not seeing any protesters.
There's nobody on the floor that I can see who's doing this.
They're too loud. We got to get you out of here.
Let's go over to News Channel 5. That's not this. Students rally at Capitol in response to Covenant school shooting. So yeah, maybe that's this. That would make sense if that's this. In response to the shooting itself. As hundreds of parents and students gathered at the state capitol Thursday morning demanding stronger gun laws. So that's what they were there for. Metro Nashville Police public school parents are leading this rally in response to the Covenant school shooting Monday. So I guess it got a little too heated there, and they started pushing their way in. We'll keep an eye on it and see what's going on over there. Some of the visuals are pretty wild. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. It's today to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Come on. Heart our stuff. At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Well, everybody, good Thursday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King now, Fox 35 Storm Center. Central Florida weather forecast update for you today on this Thursday. Lower 80s, mostly sunny skies, breezy northeast winds for the afternoon. At 10 to 15, a beautiful weather day. Get out and enjoy it. Tonight, lower 60s, mostly clear, cool, and comfy. Late light east breezes. Friday, 86, dry skies. Rain chance Saturday, 20% with a hot high, 91. For Fox 35, I'm Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2023.
You know, one thing that's important when you're looking for somebody to help you out with your house as a homeowner is that you trust them. You want to trust these people. You want to be comfortable with them being in your house doing work on, say, your air conditioner or your AC system. You want to make sure that they know what they're doing, that they're knowledgeable, and that they're fair and honest. And those are all the things that are important to Leon Mills, and that's how he runs Mills Air. And honestly, that's why they've been so successful, because if you have a problem that is making it so your AC doesn't work, it's going to be a hot weekend. You might think that somebody's going to come out, and even though there's like a $5 part broken, they'll go, no, you need a whole new air conditioner. That is not how they are over there. They're honest and trustworthy, and they want to help you out. They'll fix the cheap part. If you need a whole AC, though, they will help you with that. And Mills Air, been around since 1992. That's 30 years they've been doing this, keeping Central Florida cool. Their techs can service any brand out there, so don't worry about that, but they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, so they can get you access to a lot of big rebates that other places may not be able to get you for your Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Power through every season with True Fuel, the ready-to-use engineered fuel for outdoor power equipment that lasts for years and provides true convenience, true performance, and true protection. True Fuel is ethanol-free and precision-engineered to improve performance and extend the life of trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, and small generators. With True Fuel in the tank, you're always ready for yard work and everything Mother Nature decides to throw at you. True Fuel. Empower your equipment.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In Office Orlando.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassey's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassey's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
A real crew capsule. A next-generation space plane. A rocket booster that landed itself. Where will they inspire you to go? Mars? The rings of Saturn? New worlds light years beyond. Choose your breathtaking journey into the future of space travel at Gateway, the Deep Space Launch Complex, featuring Spaceport KSC, where real space meets real thrills. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets.
There's a place where spring break is even spring breakier. Dave & Buster's. Where there aren't just nachos, there's lasers too. Dave & Buster's. And not just jet skis, but jet ski racing games, space games, action games, and even virtual reality. Dave & Buster's. And in this reality, it's the spring breakiest. Let your spring break loose at Dave & Buster's.
I'm Brooke Boltz, an attorney, lifelong Floridian, and registered Republican. I come from a family line of church pastors and worship leaders. I was the first in my family to pursue a law degree and become a lawyer. I have built a successful law firm and began a legacy that I had hoped to pass on to my children. In the last year, however, my own political party has launched an aggressive attack on my ability to earn a living and provide for my family. They call us billboard lawyers to make us look greedy and self-interested. But you must know that we lawyers only make money if we collect money for our clients. Last year, I collected exponentially more money for my clients collectively than I earned for myself. The more successful a lawyer is, the more people he or she has helped. I have helped thousands of clients. Now, I need you to help me.
Visit InsuranceCompaniesAreLyingToYou.com for more info and contact your state representative.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I've bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better," unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Cravings are satisfied and pizza prayers are answered with Marco's new Magnifico pizzas, loaded with Old World sausage and pepperoni. Try all 3 Magnifico pizzas at Marcos.com. Available for a limited time. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Golden Voice presents Power Trip. Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Tool. You'll have pit tickets for the entire Power Trip weekend. VIP camping at the Safari Tent Campground. All thanks to Golden Voice. Register now to buy tickets at powertrip.live. On sale April 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Enter for your chance to win now. iHeartRadio.com/PowerTrip.
Talking about what's trending. This is the News Junkie, Sean Wasson. This is the News Junkie.
We're gonna separate ourselves tonight. We're always running scared for holding knives. But there's a black
Final dispatches. Stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate it. And if you missed any of the show, you can go check out the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We did hear from you. Some people are saying that they listen, and the podcast has been skipping around as of late. We'll fire off an email to the company that's responsible for that. That's not on us, unfortunately, but that is a bad listening experience. So,
But the email will be in all caps.
yes, there'll be
Rest
anger
assured.
expressed on your behalf. And I know that bad listening experience is not easy to get through. So we'll send that email over and try to get the solution. Just keep braving through it for now. And that is very, very, very nice of you. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to get those links to the podcast, to create an account, to learn about secret shows, to get in under the hood and get on the stats board, the scoreboard over at thenewsjunkie.com. You get more points for participating with sending in dispatch or commenting on other people's dispatches. It's all right there, ready for you, thenewsjunkie.com. Those parents and kids were absolutely protesting for more gun control in that Nashville house.
Was
where,
there like an uprising of some sort?
No, it actually, there was a couple of tweets I saw that were kind of pitching it that way. They're like, oh, there's a January 6th happening in Nashville. And when I looked at it, I was like, okay, I see a lot of people trying to like force their way through and push into places. But they went up to the, like where the spectators
people
could
are
be.
supposed to
Yeah,
be?
in the, what do they call it? The gallery?
Yeah.
They went up into the gallery section and they were just kind of heckling the politicians.
But who gets fooled this afternoon
Well, oh no, I don't know.
by those tweets?
Look, I don't know how far this went, or if there were people. There was some people who were on the floor that weren't supposed to be there, but it doesn't look to me like it's the same thing as that. And I actually I don't even care what the people are supporting when people jeer politicians. Don't even care what side you're on. I like when they jeer politicians because I want there to be some pressure on these people.
I meant to, and maybe we can touch on it tomorrow. But remember that guy that we had talked about very briefly, politician he was literally mimicking somebody else who was going meh 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 meh, like what Elaine does to you quite often. It was a black gentleman, and I know we had played the clip, but it turns out this politician in particular has literally been doing it his entire career and only went viral for that one.
Has been mocking people?
He is.
I don't remember this.
Unhinged. I'll find his name.
Yeah, see if you can
Just
find
get
it.
ready for tomorrow, people.
All right, let's see here.
That was the worst tease. Delete that.
It's already out there. Let's go over to a couple final dispatches because we
I'm
have
gonna
time
put it in
for
the
that.
podcast description. Get ready for tomorrow, people.
Here's Sweaty Armpit Guy.
All these young whippersnappers
So
trying
loud,
to
man.
take our old school techniques and make it better. Well, I still got a buddy that uses his original flip
Are
phone.
you going down a mountain right now? Listen to the audio, please, after you record a dispatch. Don't make me reiterate the dispatch commandments. Please just make sure the window's not down. It doesn't sound like you're in a golf cart going down the side of Mount St. Helens. I'd like a little bit clearer than that.
Let's make up for that. Click the link I sent you. We don't have to wait till tomorrow.
All right, let me see.
Because I know you're going to remember that first clip.
All right, here he is. This guy. I got to turn the volume. God, I hate TikTok on the web.
happened?
I hate TikTok.
Do I have the floor? Do I?
Yes, you do.
Is that real?
Thank you very much.
I can't speak without having someone overtalk me, point of order, and also make mimicking things like that. I mean, is that an order, Mr. President?
This is from September 2022.
It's new to them. You tricked them. Hey, I need to talk to you.
As it
Is that a bad camera or is he in whiteface?
I don't know.
He's a voted official.
Point of order.
Point of order.
This guy's such a troll, man.
And it goes on for 2 more minutes.
Where is he? He's like a city councilman or something? Councilman Mays. Councilman Eric Mays is his
Do you
name.
not remember talking about him? That
No.
first clip, yeah.
Flint, Michigan is where he's from. And now he's a meme.
He's a treat, my friends.
He's made his way to meme territory. Here's Wooly Kameth with a dispatch.
Hey, what's up, junkies?
Thank you.
That whole Mike Myers
Just
thing
call us
made me
chunkies.
recall all these
I'll take it.
celebrity encounters my wife had when she worked at an FBO in Honolulu. Bruno Mars does the same thing. You are not allowed to look at him by any means. Total a-hole. Adam Sandler, he made one of her co-workers cry off of something really minuscule, like, I don't know, the wrong cups or something. Justin Bieber threw a tantrum and trashed the place because they told him he couldn't ride his hoverboard out on the tarmac. And finally, Mariah Carey, although as a person she was nice, she made the entire staff wait outside on the tarmac for 4 hours in the rain just so she could get ready for her ride.
That's not
It
nice.
was 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. She also requests rose petals be put in her toilet.
Oh,
That's
really?
all.
Who does it, though?
Come
Imagine putting rose petals in your toilet only to sit on it and do what you know you're about to do. Like,
Your poop looks prettier.
I guess it's a little better, but it's still, it's still what it is. You can't get around that.
That would actually be an interesting place to work, an FBO in Hawaii.
What is an FBO?
FBO is a fee-based operator. Basically, when we went to the Bahamas the one time with
yeah.
Moses that we left from Orlando Executive,
Yeah.
that building, Atlantic, that's the fee-based operator there.
Okay.
It's basically if
It's like
you
a
have your
private
own,
airport.
If you have your own
Right.
plane, that's where you pay a fee to take off from.
Huh. Oh, it's
They
And
usually
Justin
have
Bieber
gas, too.
trashed a tiny little airport?
I guess according to this, Willie Camus says so. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. And the New York Police Department, NYPD, has pulled the promotion of an officer. That officer is currently being sued for allegedly stuffing her panties in a male underling's mouth. This was reported a little while back when they say Sergeant Anne-Marie Guerrera, who is expected to get bumped up to the role of Sergeant Supervisor of the Detective Squad, had her promotion
sounds cool.
rescinded. She was going to be getting $120,000 per year.
They're putting me on something called Hero Squad.
Here, take my panties.
Now, on account of stuffing her panties
Do
in a
not
male
pull that.
underling's mouth. Oh, that might be clear, too. I don't even know if I talked over that. And finally, a train derailment in Minnesota, this time containing ethanol that burst into flames. A 40-car train containing ethanol is seen piled up on the tracks as firefighters extinguish the blaze.
It also had corn syrup in it.
Not great, that whole situation. We had a couple of these damn derailments lately. Okay, let's get out of the way. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, March 30th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned back in 1996, a 21-year-old man burst into a New Zealand radio station, took the manager hostage, and demanded right now that this song be played.
The Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog. And they did it. It worked. He was arrested afterwards, obviously.
Sounds like Kermit the Frog as a member of the Lone Rangers.
Yeah. It's very similar to the plot of the movie Airheads, yes. And today I learned 1 in 12 men, shouts out to my guys out there, are colorblind. 1 in 12 guys are
Really?
colorblind. They call it CVD, color blindness or color vision deficiency.
Sounds like an STD.
I'm not going to call it CVD because look,
I got CVD.
I've been dealing with
I
CVD
should let you know
for years.
before we make love.
I don't want to say that. That's bad.
You want to hit my CVD pen?
Today I learned trained dogs can help plumbers by sniffing out water leaks. There's actually a couple of plumbers out there that will bring around dogs with them and have the dogs go find where the leak is in the house.
I wonder if they smell it or hear it.
It might be both, but it says smell in this. Yeah. And today I learned this band right here.
Nirvana.
Nirvana is correct. Kurt Cobain got the inspiration to make this song, Smells Like Teen Spirit, when Kathleen Hanna, the singer of the band Bikini Kill, wrote Kurt Smells Like Teen Spirit on a board. Teen Spirit was a woman's deodorant, and he didn't know it until he was done with the song, and bam! This is a big, big hit that he got out of that. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. In West Palm Beach, it's the Greek Zone. In Orlando, it's the Jim Colbert Show. They're on the way, and they're all right here on